And we are live. Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake. Hope you create something awesome today. Welcome back to the channel. We're doing a live stream today about UGC sponsorship and also becoming a full-time content creator. So we're going to be talking about those things here. We've got a great setup for you. Also, we're going to be tackling this from the slide presentation that I gave at VidCon. This is one of the biggest conferences for content creators. So I had the pleasure of being a speaker at VidCon on their creator track. And I got to do that with my friends at Kajabi to help me with this full-time creator blueprint. I've linked for you guys to be able to get the slide presentation that I did. It's linked in the description. You sign up your email and you'll be on my list for that in Kajabi. And so we've got that set up for you. We also have a QR code you can use to get access to the slides. And so we have that full presentation. A lot of this is going to talk specifically around diversifying your income portfolio as a content creator. And you know that I always talk about a couple of things. I talk about being platform agnostic, and you want to try and monetize all of the monetizable platforms that you possibly can. That's why I stream this to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn Live, Twitch, X.com, Kick.com. Anywhere that basically will pay me. I want to be streaming to any website that will pay me even a little bit, or to reach someone I would not otherwise reach. So that's incredibly useful and powerful for me. It also backs up my content. God forbid the worst should happen. So that is why it's a practical measure. So that means I'm maximizing my platform revenue. I do multiple brand sponsorships and partnerships and do UGC. You guys know that I make over $100K a year through my brand deal partnerships. Right now, I'm partnered with our good friends at Kajabi and OpusClip. I'm hoping at the end of the summer to renew those partnerships. Our good friends at StreamYard got bought out by a whole nother company, Bending Spoons. So that partnership has come to a close. They're moving away from social media and influencer marketing. But we did get our, final stuff in, and I'm happy for that partnership and relationship. But, when a sponsorship goes away, you fill another slot. So right now I have 2 new partnerships that are in negotiation that are going to replace the sponsorship that I had with StreamYard and their sister company Streamable. So I'm just going to replace those partnerships. No love lost there. So there's 2 partnerships I'm working on, a potential 3rd partnership. We'll see how that relationship goes. But really excited. There's also one-off brand deals that you can do. So I like the long 12-month contracts, 6-month contracts, 6 to 12-month contracts are my standard. You should be looking at having multiple brand partnerships. Now, what I tell most of you, and we'll drill more into this, but I'm just kind of setting up the stream here, setting up the premise. One of the things that I tell all of you is this. What I believe is most of you should look at trying to put together packages for your long-term brand deals. And this worked for me as a freelancer as well. You're going to want to find 3 to 5 brands that you're in love with, that you know are a good fit for your audience. And you're going to want to put together, at a minimum, packages for $1,500 to $2,500 a month, because you want to get 3 to 5 brand deals. And if we min-max this, either way, it's 3 that you can get. Maybe they're the $2,500 a month deals. That's $7,500 a month. If you go the other way, it's 5 brands. You came in at the low end, $1,500. Guess what? That's still $7,500 a month. That's why I chose those 2 things, because those are reasonable prices. Now, I have higher prices than that, but I got to a position to where I can do that. A lot of it is on the UGC side. So whichever you do, whether it's a combination of UGC, user-generated content where you post to the brand's platform, or where you use your reach and your relationship with your audience and it's posted to your platform, you put together packages of some combination of these things that you do for a brand. You do whatever you have to and say, what does it take to get to the $1,500 a month relationship? What deliverables do you need? What licensing do you need? Let's get to that number. If it's the $2,500 a month, you same deal. What do I have to do to get to that number? What do you want? That's the answer. And it doesn't really, now again, to some degree within reason. Do I think you're going to get that at 1,000 subscribers? No. not unless you have the greatest production value in the world, and not unless you have an affluent market that you and the brands share, where that makes absolute sense, even with 1,000 people, because they're very, very affluent. I could see that working to some degree if you had another thing outside of social media as your social proof and credential that made you worthwhile to have as a spokesperson. So if you don't have a huge audience and big social media, you can still make money with big social proof. So that works for most of us that are in our 30s and 40s and can use our profession or credentials, or even if some of you, your degree, to position yourself as a strong authority for a brand ambassadorship. This works for the thought leader frame that I talk about with regard to you're either an influencer or you're a thought leader. So that means you're an entertainer or you're an authority. Okay. So think about it. You're an entertainer or you're an educator. So you're an influencer or you're a thought leader. These are two flavors of creators. Is there some room for something in between? Yes, but I really don't like to get in the messy middle, as I call it. So I would prefer that we either think, hey, you're an influencer and entertainer, or you're a thought leader educator. So this makes it also easier for your brand to be perceived through the sponsors and relationships you want to have to market your services to them. And so one of the things you can do is, if you're in the thought leader category, you can leverage your social proof and credentials. And this, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, as long as you're not dead. But in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you can use the lived experience that you have. If you use that time wisely, and your 30s, 40s, 50s, you're able to say, I worked in this industry for 20 years. I worked in this industry for 30 years. I was a lawyer for 25 years, like lead attorney, for example. Great example. He's able to say, hey, I was an Atlanta divorce attorney for 25 years, blah, 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 held my credentials. So he has the authority to speak to the things he's speaking to. Now, he is more of a combination in that like middle ground of he has the authority and credentials of a thought leader. He has strong opinions and he does educate people, but he does do it in an edutainment frame. So he is an example of someone who's a cross hybrid, but that's the exception, not the rule. Emily D. Baker also uses her credential to play in the entertainment space with thought leadership credentials, but that's the exception versus the rule. Same thing from Dr. Chris Rayner, who is a surgeon who does the same thing with reaction content. So the thing is, I would encourage a lot of you, if you're older, to either go into the thought leader category or to use your authority and thought leader credentials to stand out in the entertainment category as an influencer. But I digress there. The point is, you want to put yourself in a position to be well understood for these partnerships and to use that leverage and social proof. If you don't have the social media numbers to get sponsors to pay you a certain amount of money, you can use your social proof, because how many people with your credentials or experience or your title can they put on payroll? So that's the negotiating leverage that you would use. You would lose that negotiating leverage. So again, your 50s, if you're in your 50s, my God, you better have used the last couple of decades to get yourself some bloody social proof. If you didn't, I don't know what to tell you. But there are things that you could do. But the benefit of your age is, if you have a lot of years and miles, the thing is, along the road, you should have racked up credentials, accomplishments, and authority. So that would be what I would tell you about that situation. And like I said, if you want access to these slides, they are linked in the description of the video. So I'm going to drop that here in the chat for all of you if you haven't seen it. So this is where you're going to want to get the slides. You just go to www.awesomecreatoracademy.com/slides, and then it'll prompt you for your email, and you can download the slides. So there you go. And this will get you the slides. You'll be able to have all of this for yourself and have this information. So between diversifying your platforms and having as many opportunities with platforms and being as visible as possible, plus getting, get your money from YouTube's partner program, get your money from the X Creator program, get your money, from Twitch on ads and on donations, whatever it is. Same thing with Facebook. Get your Facebook stars in, get your Facebook monetization in. LinkedIn, it's going to be more of an authority play. Get your money on Kick, get those hours in, get verified, whatever it is. Wherever they'll monetize you, rake in that platform revenue. Use Snapchat, use TikTok. I still think TikTok's going to get banned. I don't care. And then get a couple of different brand sponsors that can pay you and stabilize your monthly income. Make that take care of the bills. It's a contract. It's just like employment. Go 6 to 12 month contracts, just like employment contracts or doing contracting services. Use that to stabilize paying the bills. I would extend, and then if someone's sponsoring you, get an affiliate link too. Double dip, do the affiliate, do the Amazon influencer program. You know me, love sponsors and affiliates. So do that. Make your coins that way. I've got plenty of advice in the Amazon influencer program. We'll talk about that another time. I still think one of the most important things a lot of you could do is memberships. With memberships and a membership website, you guys know I have awesomecreatoracademy.com. You can become a member there. Join my pro group membership. We do 2 live private office hours a week where we go live and we talk face-to-face, via StreamYard and Facebook. You also get the other member benefits. You get access to the Academy core training. You get all of our courses. You get all of our digital downloads and templates, all the email swipe files, the media kits for pitching brands. You get all that stuff. As an Academy member, whether you're monthly or yearly, that's a smart play. One day, we're going to have a $9 a month membership that gives you ad-free content. I'm going to take the best curated content from my YouTube channel, put it ad-free on my own membership website, not split 30% with YouTube and then another 30% with the IRS. But then we'll also add the PDF library and we'll do all kinds of other things. We'll make a $9 a month membership because why not? 1,000 true fans at $9 a month is a considerable amount of money. So that's the direction we're going to go. So that's just an example. Currently, we have the $59 a month membership. It's that price right now, $500 for the year. So we have about 100 members in there. That does about $5,000 a month. That's something that that I'm not splitting with YouTube, not splitting it with Twitch. I just have to split it with the IRS. So, you have that. Products and services. Products and services, that's scalable income. You can do microtransactions. Some of you, your audience doesn't have a lot of money. Sell $3, $6, and $12 products then. Now, if you can, with products, you can go print on demand and do books. The margin on if you write a good book is going to be about $6 or $7 on paperback, about $7 to $8 potential on the hardcover, as long as it's not colored pages on the inside. The audiobooks will probably have a better margin. You'll make about $5 or $6 on the ebooks if you charge $9.99 for the ebooks. About $6 if you're $14.99 for paperback, and for a $24.99 hardcover, you'll make about $7 to $8 as long as it's not color interior. All this assumes black and white interiors. If it's color, you'll pay a little bit more for all of this on cost. So the margin, you won't pay out of pocket, but the margin will be lower. So then the margin gets cut in half there. If you go with the with color, the margin gets cut in half. So that's why a lot of people, if their book has interiors for color, the paperback will be $19.99 so that they can still make about $6, $7. Same thing for the hardcover. They'll move that to $29.99 so they can make about $6 to $8. So that would be the reason. Is because the cost go up significantly on color printing versus black and white, as many of you would know. And there's another opportunity even with platform revenue. If you're an entertainer instead of a thought leader, so we'll move, we can break some of this down. This one is a really interesting breakdown with some of the numbers, but one of the things a lot of you, if you're entertainers, let's say you're a reaction channel, even if you're a gaming channel, a lot of you should figure out some version of moving into doing music content and doing streaming on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon. I did a calculator and I basically figured out that to make $100,000 a year on audio streams, if you own all the royalties, if you own everything, then you need about 20 million streams a year to make 100,000. Now, most of you ain't going to make 100,000, but if you want to make an extra, 10, 20 grand, you could get there. It's like, Roberto, how the hell am I going to get 20 million streams? Well, music can be listened to over and over by the same person. I can listen to the same song 20, 30 times in a month. And if I'm listening to multiple songs from you or I'm playing the whole album, then that means in a day, I could play your album. I could end up playing 30, 50 streams from you as one individual. Once you get 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 listeners, so you got to build up a base. You got to build up these fans. Cost them $0 to follow you and be a listener and support you on Spotify. So they're paying $0. If you're an entertainer and you have a brokey style audience, you have people who are young people, they're into gamers, you can get a cover license, make some chiptune music like my friend Frost FM, and you can, or make a crap ton of money on the audio streaming. You can make like $4 or $5 grand a month. If you're in gaming, make gaming cover chiptune music and remixes and stuff like that. If you have a fan base at all, get your audience on Spotify up to 10, 20,000 listeners a month. Get them streaming a bunch of a big catalog from you. It's the size of the catalog that matters. This is even true on YouTube, by the way. Look at everything I'm giving you in terms of these breakdowns and price downloads. Everything is a numbers game. Everything is volume. So if everything is volume, you want scaled volume. If it's $0, but you're making money on streaming royalties or ad revenue, the fact is it's about making a big freaking catalog of content that can be consumed, that's bringing in money. To be honest with you, I just need to go back to, it's going to be high value, but I need to have less of the editing. Eventually, my brother will do the editing. When I've completed his trading. Once your trading is complete, Lord Vader, you will be unstoppable. So once I complete my brother's training as my apprentice and he does my editing, I might go back to daily content. If I go back to daily content, I will just remind you all. Let's say the worst case scenario. Oh my God, your channel is dying, Roberto. You only get 10,000, 15,000 views and upload. If I did daily content, that gives me anywhere from 300,000 to 450,000 extra views on the channel, assuming that it doesn't compound and scale over time every month on top of that, which would put me back at about 4,000 to 500,000 views a month. My current CPMs dictate that every 100,000 views, I make over $2 grand. So that would make me 8 to 10 grand on ad revenue on my so-called dying channel. If I went to quantity over quality, what do I care about views per upload at that point? And then if the inventory is evergreen, which we all know my content's evergreen, I would just stack money. And in my case, I'm just using that and throwing it into tax advantaged accounts after paying back taxes and doing all this stuff. I would just go into tax advantaged accounts and grow that money. So my point being, and that's not a humble brag, that's just showing you this is all economy of scale things. So the vanity around, oh, I need to make bangers, I need to get the thing. It's like, if you're not fortunate enough to go viral and make bangers, you would be better off if you're monetized. You'd be better off trying to incrementally grow over time, compound your library over time. A couple of outlier videos will be bangers. A high tide raises all ships. You keep swinging, and then eventually you start printing and making more money. If you can tie that to traffic that then creates other income streams, whether that's one-off digital downloads, courses, UGC opportunities to represent other brands because they see your body of work and it's pretty good, merchandise sales, Amazon book sales, Amazon affiliate links, Audible signups for the bounties and commissions there, or print on demand products of some other kind. Or if it's that you do a lot of Amazon affiliate links, you could also just put 200 product videos in the Amazon influencer program in the Creator Hub. If you only optimize for products that have $5 to $20 bounty payoff commissions in the Amazon influencer program in their Creator Hub for the reviews, if you did that, you'd make real money. Like, no lie, you would make real money because with that amount of Amazon product reviews, at 100, 200 product reviews, if you're only optimizing around products that have a higher bounty opportunity, then you can't really lose. You really can't. So I would go more in that direction. Let's see. So let me use an example here. I'm going to log in to the Amazon influencer program real quick, and I'm going to just create another tab, and I'm just going to find something like lifetime commissions or something like that. And I'm going to use it to kind of show you some of the higher bounty opportunities. And we won't use my old account that used to do the besting commissions. We'll just use this other account here, and we'll find examples of the highest earning commission types. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen. Where is it? Amazon Associate Central. Here you go. Okay, and I need to enlarge this so that you can actually see the numbers. Okay, so that's revenue. You need to see commissions, but you can't see the product. Let me just shrink it a little bit, and then I think you can see the products. Yeah, that's close enough, right? You guys can see that, I assume. So I'll give you a prime example. If I only sell one professional camera, let's say I did a video and everyone harassed me because I got 10,000, 15,000 views on a video because I decided to upload a camera review. If I upload a camera review, but because of it, somebody bought one professional camera, that one video, sure, I'll make about 100, 150 on the ad revenue, but I'll make if I sell one camera, one high-end camera from that evergreen video out of 10,000 views, it's another $180. What if I sold 2 or 5 because it was a really good product review? And then what if I also edited all the music out or made a shorter version of it for Amazon's influencer hub and put that in there? I could get, if I sell any of those, it's almost $200 every sale. That means I only need to sell 6 of these to make $1,000. That's the Amazon influencer program when you optimize for high commissions. Now, again, a lot of you is like, you won't have access to high-end camera gear like me. But even on reasonable podcast microphones, $16 commissions. So if I optimized around driving 20, 30 sales a month to that, that's still a couple $100. That adds up to a couple thousand, and that could be very low effort, and that's just one. If I do multiple products, if I do 200 products that I all know have $10, $20 payouts, and I review every I review every physical piece of hardware I own in my office, and I put it in the Amazon Influencer Hub, it could passively sit there and make money. I just have to kill a weekend for 2 months to get that out there like that. And you have to make sure it has no music in it to be eligible for the Amazon influencer thing. And you can't have any YouTube language or any, like or subscribe or description. So you're almost better off not repurposing YouTube reviews to Amazon and just making fresh, short 2-minute reviews that are optimized for the Amazon experience. Don't spend more than like an hour making them. 2-minute video. Don't spend more than an hour on it. Make a bunch of these on a weekend, maybe 5 at a time on a weekend. This adds up. You do it year round. You have about 100 to 200 products that you've made reviews for. You make the best ones because everyone isn't a YouTuber, but you optimize around high commission products. This works in tech. This works in beauty. This works in lifestyle. This works in outdoors. So there are niches, automotive. So it works really in those niches a lot. So you want to go that route. Now, one of the other things you could do is if you use Genius Link for the tracking, this also provides you with tracking data to show that you can drive traffic and theoretically that you can drive sales and that your audience has buying power. And you can use that as a case study to pitch your brands, to do your brand deals, to have higher negotiation because you can prove traffic and conversion, and you'll also have your own data. You don't want to entirely rely on Amazon's data. You want to use Genius Link. They're not sponsoring me, but you want to use Genius Link because then you can do your own tracking. Now, if you start using Genius Link and you like them, tweet them on social media, let them know Roberto sent you. That way I can get sponsored by them. So, that's the kind of thing that you want to look at. Now, there are some other things here that if you do feel like your audience doesn't have a crap ton of money, that do have decent enough commissions, at least in the tech category, if you're a content creator. So again, it's going to basically revolve around budget gear. This is also why a lot of people will do, hey, here's 10 products under $100. Here is 50 products under $50. It's a volume game of driving traffic and interest and people loading up their cart. And that's how the Amazon influencer program works. But like I said, even if you don't have a large audience, you'd use the Amazon Creator Hub in order to accomplish this. So we got someone asking, what is UGC? UGC is user-generated content that you will do on a brand's behalf. So you'll do it. So what UGC is stands for user generated content. If you're a UGC creator, what this means is instead of worrying about your reach and your follower count, let's say you go to a brand. Let's say that brand has 200,000 followers on Instagram. What you're doing is, hey, I'm going to make a piece of content that you can use for your Instagram followers. Now, why are they going to use you on the Instagram content if you don't have a following? Well, they're going to do it because they're going to say, hey, I need an authentic customer story of someone who uses our product every day, and you're it. And you're relatively attractive. You have the right story. You represent our customer base. So you do that. Or, hey, you know what? You're a tall, handsome, good-looking guy, and you do use our product and liked our product, and you can tell what it does for you. Fantastic. You're exactly the representation we're looking for. Oh, you're attractive. Woman with an interesting backstory. You're exactly the representation. Oh, you're the average Joe. You're exactly the representation for our product to sell to more average Joes just like you who get the results. Okay. So again, they don't need your social media reach. What they need at that point is they need someone relatable to the customer, and they need someone who represents the customer. So representation and relatability are a better sales pitch than reach, because a brand needs a spokesperson. And if you don't believe me, why is it Ford Models and why is it Neutrogena and all these people will go ahead and pick a girl out of Tennessee or Alabama that no one's ever heard of, that has no social media clout, and make them the new fresh face of their product? Why? Because they're selling the girl next door, not a famous, they don't want a famous influencer. They need to sell the girl next door to be relatable to those precocious young teenage women. They need to buy their products for the next 15 years. So brands need representation much more than they need your reach. Some of them have their own audience, but they need somebody who can relate to that audience, and somebody who's not like a paid employee on payroll. They need someone who's a real story so that people can see themselves in that and then want to buy the product because of what it represents. So that's why representation and relatability are important for a UGC creator instead of reach. So that's how you would accomplish that. Now, if you are trying to do sponsorship, you might still need relatability and you need representation, but you probably already have it, and that's how you built your following. What you sell as an influencer is then more of reach and proof of revenue generation, as well as your reputation for being easy to work with and the reputation and authority you have in the community that you participate in or the niche that you participate in. So then that's how you would do the sponsorships. Now you can also double dip, as I do, and do both and offer both in a package. I will make content on my platform to promote you, the brand, and I will make content on your platform so that you have the right representation and that you have somebody who can authentically speak to the value of the brand. We got Uncle Josephine here. Thank you for the $5 Canadian. Hey, Roberto, followed your advice from the 600K review. The live streaming doesn't seem to help build up the YouTube side, but my Twitch is monetized and taking off. Hey, congratulations, man. But that's the thing. You hedge your bets. If something doesn't work on platform A, it might work on platform B. That's why we're a fan of being platform agnostic. We don't have platform loyalty. Hey, platform wants loyalty, give you a contract and give you a stipend and put you on payroll. If the brand or the platform isn't paying for your loyalty, be a mercenary. Be out here, work with anyone and everyone you can. They want exclusivity, they pay a premium for it. That's how it is. So congratulations to you, man. Like I said, if things don't work on YouTube, they might work on Twitch. If they don't work there, they might work on Kick or Rumble. They might work on X. Stream everywhere, post everywhere. And now it's easier than ever. Thank you to our friends at OpusClip. Thank you to our friends at StreamYard. StreamYard is no longer a sponsor. OpusClip still is. And just, yeah, stream and post anywhere and everywhere. Be platform agnostic. That way you can earn as many opportunities as possible, get as many eyeballs as possible. Moxie says, hey, man, know you're busy, but we all missed you. Yeah, I've been traveling quite a bit. I spoke at VidCon recently. I did this presentation at VidCon. It went over really well, and Kajabi was very happy with it. So thanks to our friends at Kajabi. This old Japanese house, thank you for the 1,000 yen. I assume that's $10 American or close to it. Yep. So yeah, So the other thing is you can get paid in a lot of different ways doing UGC and sponsorships. Obviously, you're going to get paid for your content, but you can also negotiate on licensing. You can also make sure you get an affiliate link so you get paid for your commissions. And then you also want to make sure that you're offering ambassadorship, that they can use your name, image, and likeness and use your story to promote the brand. And so these are the different things that they value. And these are your different levers for negotiating your deals. And like I said, a lot of you, I don't know what the price. You come up with a dollar amount that you want per month, and you can make the deliverables whatever they need to be to satisfy the outcome or the brand. But you can make that flexible, and you can make it a custom package for everyone you work with. You also want case studies in your media kit, by the way. If you have not gotten it yet, if you guys have not gotten it yet, you probably want, if you want to do brand deals, I have an offer for you, and it's too good to ignore. You want to get the brand deal starter kit, but I have a discount code. Use discount code because it was my birthday recently. You want to use discount code birthday boy 40, get 40% off the brand deals starter kit. And I'm going to link to that for you. So that is now in the chat for you there. But that's the discount code. You want to use discount code birthday boy 40. Now that's going to go until July 15th, 2024. So it gives you a chance to get it, even if you got to wait till payday. So that'll be until midnight, July 15th, 2024. You're going to get 40% off the brand deal starter kit. Brand deal starter kit has a bunch of stuff in it, including the fact that you get media kit templates so that you can pitch your media kit to brands. You get our email swipe files to do the outreach emails. You get the information on how to find and identify brands to work with. You also will get our brand sponsor master list, where we've actually researched over 100 sponsors that work with content creators. So, I don't know who to reach out to for sponsors. We've got a master list for you so you can get access to that. So since I'm 40, you get 40% off. Like I said, one of the things you want in your media kit is you want some kind of case study. If you've never worked with a brand, you won't have a case study. But if you have a case study, even on the affiliate side, you can use that to show that you drive traffic, you get conversions, and you make money for your affiliate partners or your brand deal partners. So you want to use a case study. This is an example of a case study that I used. Another thing that you can do to make money as a full-time creator is digital products. This will lean back into some sponsorship later, because you technically could also do co-branding with sponsors or brands on either digital or physical products. You could do co-branding. Now, the reason you'd want to do co-branding is, one, they can finance upfront money for product development or creation. If it's digital, they can help you finance the money you need to put together your digital products if you want to make them the best in the world. If it's a physical product, they can maybe help you with the manufacturing or the design. So co-branding is an opportunity. This also can happen with sponsoring of print-on-demand products too. I've known people to get their merch sponsored and co-branded with another company. I've also, my friend Justin Moore is writing his book Sponsor Magnet, and he got a sponsor for his book. So there is a lot of opportunity to extend sponsorships to co-branding on digital products or even physical products where there's manufacturing and royalty. Peter McKinnon famously did this with his nomadic bags. A lot of you know photographer and videographer, filmmaker Peter McKinnon. He did this with Polar Pro for his ND filters, and he did this with Nomadic for his line of bags. Then he did his own products with Pirate Pete with his drops. So think about the fact that there are multiple opportunities on the digital and physical product side. Even on the digital products, my friend Amy Schmittauer Landino, a lot of you probably know her for her book, Good Morning, Good Life, or her other book, Vlog Like a Boss. She even had one of her courses sponsored by the email marketing program that she used at the time, which I believe was Aweber. She made them the bandwidth sponsor of one of her online courses. And they helped co-brand that. They also helped promote the online course. And there was, of course, an affiliate link and plug in it for them. So they actually helped promote the course and get her more sales, because it also led to more people buying their product. So the thing is, for course creators and digital product and info product creators, you can partner with software as a service companies that you have an affiliate relationship with and get them to even sponsor your course and then promote your course to their audience or their potential audience on a co-branding partnership, because it's going to loop back around to sales for them. And it costs them nothing to retweet you or to publish something on their site for you. So they see it as valuable for that co-branding partnership, and you can lend them your authority and you borrow from their authority. It's a reciprocal relationship. Yep. Chad says, checking out the brand deal starter kit. Great deal, even without the 40% off. Yep, I know that. I just wanted to create an absolutely no-brainer. Oh, excuse me, an absolute no-brainer for you guys. Over 500 creators have been using the brand deals starter kit and earning more from their sponsorships. So we know that this is battle tested. And we also do a once-a-year update on the back end. We gave you a lot of bonuses. In fact, we actually added 2 bonuses. We added 2 90-minute masterclasses to this. So it's a great deal. It would normally be $99, and it's already overkill for $99. It really should be more. But it's probably the best sub $100 product for anyone trying to do more brand deals and sponsorship. I don't think there will ever be a better offer out there for that particular problem. So we wanted to make a best-in-class product. And so, yeah, Birthday Boy 40 gets you 40% off of the brand deal starter kit. And so check that out, awesomecreatoracademy.com. But yeah, so we've got a lot of different things you can do with sponsors. And like I said, even with the physical product side, there can be co-branding on the products, and they can also do affiliate with you, so you can double dip. And also you can do co-branding on print-on-demand products and physical manufactured products. Again, great examples being Peter McKinnon and Justin Moore for that sort of thing. And like I said, diversity. You know, this becomes really important. If we go back a little bit, one of the things I think is important is this flywheel here. And this is kind of the 4 Ps model. And we teach this in Awesome Creator Academy in my membership for the pro group. Publishing content obviously has its own value. But when you publish content, you really should also be promoting your own products and services and generating leads and sales for your offers, because this is going to lead to profit beyond the publishing. For YouTubers and most people on content platforms, you do profit from publishing, but you can scale and exponentially increase those profits if you are willing to promote your products, promote a sponsor's products, promote an affiliate product. There's just the opportunity to drastically scale your income. And a lot of you are passing over dollars to pick up pennies because you're afraid to promote anything. You're scared that either no one will buy, or the people will call you a sellout or a shill. And the thing is, people are going to dislike you no matter what. But the thing is, you don't have to promote anything that you think is bad. Just promote things you think are good. The end. So it really just comes to that. And yes, everybody who's watching on whatever platform you're on, smash the like button for any of the algorithms that are out there. The algorithms are watching. Make sure you're smashing the like button. We've got over 200, almost 300 of you watching across multiple platforms right now. We're streaming on 6 platforms. So I need to see a bunch of likes coming through. And if you're watching the replay, do not leave this video without dropping a like. Do not leave this video without dropping a comment asking any of your questions, but also question of the day from me. Question of the day from me. If you could work with any brand in the entire world, who would you want to work with and why? So question of the day, what's a brand you'd want to work with and why? If you're watching the replay, don't leave this video without answering that question in the comment section. I want to hear from you. I'll reply to the most interesting answers I find. Now, one of the things for working with those brands is you do have to do outreach. And one of the things that would help a lot more of you with your brand outreach, aside from just obviously buying the brand deal starter kit and doing that properly. The thing that a lot of you don't know is you don't understand what your market is, and you don't understand how your market is monetized. So the market are the people who are aligned with you, but you also need a gap in the market that you can create where you can do value creation. So if you're passionate about something, there needs to be enough people on social media that are passionate enough about it, and that's going to be your total addressable market. Now, for your total addressable market to be viable, you have to have the skills to satisfy that market, and you have to have the skills that would allow you to stand out in that market and to create a gap in that. If you want to go into gaming, I'll be real with you. If you're not the greatest entertainer and personality, or you don't know the lore of the game deeper than anybody, or you're not a pro player, I don't really see the point of going into the gaming market if your goal was to grow. Because to grow, you should be better at the game than the people watching you. So you should be like a pro player, be able to do speed runs, be able to rank, be able to do challenges in the game. You should be able to do that. It would help if you were entertaining while doing that, but if you're good, that is the entertainment. If you're good, minus your personality. If you are not good at the game, you need a personality. Markiplier, PewDiePie, you need a personality. Now, another thing is, with regard to the game, if you don't have either of those, be a lore master and know all of the lore and history and be able to make that or do research. And then you can be like, skip the tutorial and you can have all these weird facts, all these weird Easter eggs, and be a great researcher. You need a skill that creates a gap in the market between the person watching you and yourself. If there's not a gap between the person watching you and yourself, there's not a reason to watch you. This is what content creators cannot seem to figure out and understand. So that would be, you need to create that gap in the market and you need to serve that opportunity. And the market needs to be a large enough group of people for you to be able to monetize that effectively. Now, there are situations where it can be a small market, but the thing is, they're coming to you because this skill that you have drastically is a valuable high skill. So this could be a smaller market, but that'll be a small hyper affluent market of buyers. And then that's how that monetization would work. So that could be things where the barrier to being in the market is just that it's a higher end lifestyle, for example. So that could have a smaller market of people that can participate in the hobby or in the profession or whatever it is. So that would be an example. Chase has a random question. Hey, Roberto, can you swear that YouTube membership upload videos and it won't affect the ads on public videos? Yeah, YouTube membership videos don't affect public videos. That's basic YouTube 101. It's basic YouTube 101. Kali says, I'd like to make UGC for Amazon Web Services. I've been using them a lot and their systems are difficult to understand. Would like to create some beginner-friendly content for them. To be honest with you, if you wanted to get to that relationship, you should probably make that content on your own channel. And you should probably make something, and you should probably get some Amazon certificates, and that would go a long way to making sense toward working toward that relationship long-term. So Katie Ukulele says, I'm not sure what brand I'd like to partner with necessarily. I do want to grow in a difficult niche, I know, but eventually have a channel that goes in depth with how to build a music channel. Okay, so Katie, what I would start doing, because a lot of your issue is also monetization and it's money, is on the music side, I would start making music, whether it's you split the channel or you do something else. But even just for the Spotify, Apple, and the distribution side, I would do ukulele versions of everything that is public domain that you could possibly think of and upload it and distribute it and start making money off the music royalties off of things that are public domain. and you make ukulele versions of everything that's public domain. Sea shanties, holiday tunes, folk songs. I would build a massive library around public domain songs, make a ukulele version, own all the monetization to it, distribute all of that on through DistroKid. I'd put on DistroKid. That gives you the copyright and gives you the rights management over everything, but it's also public domain music. You make the ukulele version. You're now known for that, and then I would distribute it everywhere. And so DistroKid distributes to, about 20 different music platforms. In theory, and I don't know how you want your YouTube channel to go, but in theory, I would have, if you have a monetized YouTube channel, I'd put them all on the monetized YouTube channel and then be earning revenue off of those in the back end as well. And then I would be also putting out extended versions where you loop them for an hour and people can play them and stuff like that. Only insert an ad every 10 or 12 minutes or so, and have those have an extended thing where you've done an hour-long set of the music, looped it for 10 hours, let people listen to that, and then only put an ad in every 30 minutes and make money that way. And so instead of worrying about parody and parody laws, I would skip ahead to building a massive library of your version of songs that are known but in the public domain. Sea shanties, folk songs, celebration songs, anthems, national anthems, anything in the public domain. And I would build, to be frank with you, a library and discography of 200 to 300 tracks, 500 tracks, and that's a way to print money if you do enough of it. Inventory wins. Inventory wins. Long term, an inventory and catalog of 1,000 pieces of anything has a disproportionate value and has a bulk value in licensing or selling stuff off too. So that makes money in and of itself by doing that, by distributing across multiples of these platforms, by using these public domain things. There's a built-in search component, so you don't have to do the work. Ukulele version has a search. It does have a dedicated audience. You won't have to fight that many people on it. Not that many people will do the ukulele version. And so for the rest of you listening, oh, I want to do music or anything, like, okay, electric violin version, dubstep version, chiptune version, do like all these different things. So like there is an opportunity with this. And then being able to do these things. And if you have a monetized channel, there are other things you can do. If you have a monetized channel, especially on the music side, you can sit there and you can have not only the 3-hour and 2-hour loops and all these things, you could go ahead, set up YouTube's live streaming, lets you do multiple keys. If you have multiple stream keys running, you can do more than 10 live streams on YouTube at a time. You could be sitting there running 10 and 12-hour live streams with music stuff on loop with animations or video stuff playing behind it. And as long as you own all the music, you're getting all the ad revenue on that. With the live streams, you go into monetization, you set ads to play every 6 or 12 minutes, and it's a 12-hour or 10-hour, probably a 10-hour is the safety, 10 to 12-hour live stream, and you run these things back-to-back concurrently. You could also run 24-hour live streams for a couple of them, and they'll just keep accumulating ad revenue until the stream ends if it's a monetized channel, and it's playing automatic ads every 12 minutes. And so if you've got 10 or 12 minutes, whatever it is, so if you've got the views and everything like that, it literally becomes a printing money thing, because then you're running a live radio station and you have these different playlists and different tracks and different visuals going on in the background. So you've got 10 of those running 24/7, printing money on a monetized channel. They all should have a little thing or animation that reminds people they are on Spotify. So now it's a promo and plug to get people to listen to the music and follow it on Spotify as well, and grow the Spotify followers, which is going to make you royalties on the back end of that. Then people might discover this, funnel to the YouTube channel, watch other videos, subscribe, put the music on in the videos in their phone in the background, goes on YouTube Music or whatever, and the same thing. So it's literally, this is a revenue money printer. It may be very, very different than how some of y'all, in the music game want to make money or want to promote your channels or do something, but it would all work. It would all work. A lot of you could also sell a service around your music and say, hey, brand, I'll make a jingle for you in my style. And then that's a service you offer as a musician and get to showcase your musicianship. Katie, you could do something. I don't know if Cameo still exists, but it could be Cameo. It could be something to where if you're on Cameo or something, you could literally just charge anyone $5, or you can set up a buy me a coffee link where for $5, you'll do a personalized ukulele song for them for happy birthday for $5 or $3. And that's just a service you can offer. It's a microtransaction. So let's see. Yeah. So again, but this is about also to a degree skills. You could also look at skills. I mean, do another diagram. Skills can be also ways to diversify. Here's what I have to offer. Here's the market who wants that. Here's what they're willing to pay or the vehicle or mechanism for them paying it. And here's what we're both passionate about. And that's why the Ikigai framework for creators is one of the most important things I teach in Awesome Creator Academy, because with Awesome Creator Academy, in our pro group, people get to ask in office hours one-on-one questions around these things. But this is actually really practical. So here's what I'm passionate about, but I have to also be good at it. I have to be so good at it that I can create a gap between me and the people in the market that I can serve, so I can offer them real value about the thing that they're passionate about. And then here's the vehicle for monetizing that. Here are the ways in which I can monetize that. So then we go, so the thing is, at some point, I need to build a bigger slide deck. It might end up having to be a 40, 50 page slide deck, because I need to really break out a bunch of slides around the skill aspect of identifying skills, and then the vehicles for monetizing those skills, and then how to identify your market specifically. Now, we have individual decks that teach on some of these things in Awesome Creator Academy. I just haven't made a master deck, because a master deck for all of this will probably be somewhere between 50 to 80 pages. When I make that master deck, if I do it, it is something I'm going to have to sell to people who aren't in the pro group that could be able to buy it. But it would be really good because, you know, this gets to be a lot, and understanding how to identify your market, how to identify the competitors in your market, how to stand out in your market. There's like a whole thing you could do just on that. That could be, anywhere from 12 to 20 slides just on that, and understanding market fit a lot better. Monetization obviously can literally be a 20, 25 page guide or more. Skills and developing those, and the primary skills that allow you to stand out in the market, create content at a high level, do high effort content, stand out. Very important. Identifying your passion and aligning that to your skill set, and identifying a market that is aligned to you on passion. That's probably only about 12 to 18 page deck at best, probably, that mostly would go with a lot of the themes of Ikigai, but also explaining audience avatars and things of that nature, understanding how to derive purpose and direction from things that you're passionate about that serve a higher goal and fit with your skills. So those things would be important. Hey, Doug Hewson. Good to see you. Katie, if you don't qualify for Cameo, look at just finding a way to make it work through Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon then. So let's see. So something that, again, not a humble brag, the way that I became a six-figure content creator, and a lot of people don't understand this, is I don't make the overwhelming majority of my money from selling coaching and courses. We haven't even finished our real $500 plus course, which is the brand deals course, which will be a no-brainer for the brand deals course. And then we have a micro course we're going to do for UGC. That's probably going to be like $199 as well, but we're going to include it in the brand deals course. And the thing is, those just aren't finished yet. I've been working on them for over a year because I want to beat the pants off of everybody. That being said, I charge for my coaching, which is my time, which is my value, and I justify it very simply. People who coach with me tend to make their money back because they tend to be monetizing properly because they're not trying to live off the AdSense and they're not trying to go viral. I also don't usually work with, and it's no offense to anybody, most of the creators who work with me, they're over 25. They know what they want. They're professionals, and they're going off the brand deals. A lot of what we do is I work with people around brand deals, building products, building memberships, hiring the right people and building their internal systems, and scaled content strategy. We're not going after viral views. We're building evergreen money printing machines. We're figuring out reducing churn. We're figuring out making less stressful editing decisions, putting together a training protocol for staff to staff up. I was talking with a creator today, and we were talking about staffing up. We were talking about eliminating the research bottleneck on content and being able to triple the content output. Because if this creator triples their content output because they do get 100K video views, if they can get their editors on board, get their research team on board, they can triple their output, and they can do a clips channel on top of that will also increase the amount of traffic and views. They will literally scale their income to phenomenal heights just by doing that. And that's before they even repurposed every platform. I don't play for small stakes. And I don't work with people who are playing for small stakes. And it's no offense to beginners. For beginners, I've given you free masterclasses. I put together a free training course on Awesome Creator Academy. There's a free course. We have a free email course. And then we also have a free course that's the companion to my book. If you're a beginner, my book is $9.99 in Amazon, $15 retail. It's one of the cheapest forms of education you can get. You have 1,600 free videos from me on this channel. You have 87 episodes of the podcast that cost you $0. I have done almost everything I can think of for beginner content creators, including putting together a basic video course for you that has, I think, 15 good lessons. We're going to double that before the end of the summer because we're adding to it. And we have the free 12-week email guide. We have a 12-week email course. I'm going to drop the link to that here if you haven't gotten it yet. We have the 12-week creator playbook. So you have 12 weeks of focus to level up. So we're dropping that here in the chat. You can sign up for that. You can get my book. It's called Create Something Awesome, How Creators Are Profiting from Their Passion in the Creator Economy. This is a best-selling book on Amazon. You can read the reviews for yourself. This has a 4.6 rating in Amazon. It's one of the better rated books in the creator economy. Most people just complain that they don't like the fact that they don't think my editor, that she did a perfect job. I think she did a good job. I think she did what I asked and what I paid for. It wasn't perfect. That's the literal worst criticisms that ever been made about my book. Not the content inside of it, just that they pretend my editor doesn't exist, or they don't think she did a good job. I think she did a good job. You know, what am I going to say? But the point is, I've created a lot of free and cheap resources to educate somebody. No one has to buy a course from me who's not monetized. No one has to get coaching from me that's not monetized. I am playing for the stakes of, if you're a monetized creator, then maybe you can benefit from working with me if your specific issues are you want to do scaled content strategy, you need to eliminate the bottlenecks and move on from being a solo content creator to being a scaled content creator with a team. So you need to know the hiring protocols. You need to know how to set up payroll. You need to know how to set up Gusto. You need to figure out how to bring those employees on as W-2s or contractors, which one's going to fit for you. You need to source your employees and know the places that you can hire and vet from. You need to know how to run the background checks. We're talking creator business. You want to do that? Then coach with me. You want to figure out how to scale one of your existing revenue streams in brand deals, UGC, your affiliate links. Hey, I'm here to help you scale the income revenue streams. AdSense, there are things I can help you with on AdSense, but I'm not really chasing that game for a lot of creators because of the invalid traffic issues, copyright issues. But if we were going to do it, we're going to win on scaled content. We're not going to worry about going viral. We're going to worry about tripling the output of our best performing videos of all time and not worry about going viral. And we're just going to make evergreen content that gives us content digital assets. We're going to publish those in every monetized platform we can, scale those income streams, and make just as much money off of the existing back catalog of content as we possibly can. There's also the possibility of finding places that you can sell your catalog to and license them. I talked to a creator at VidCon who was licensing his back catalog, and I made sure he's not going to get screwed in the negotiation because I told him to look for exclusivity and perpetuity in the contract because it's a 6-figure buyout on 1,000 videos. It's a 6-figure buyout on 1,000 videos of his back catalog for a company. I won't name the company because I won't give it away. It's a very savvy content creator. He does very well for himself, young guy. And so he's going to sell his back catalog. I was like, do not license to them in perpetuity. You need to eat off of this catalog again at some point. 2 to 3 years of licensing, just like a Netflix agreement, with a renewal option and an option to buy additional new content added to the catalog. Get that into the contract. Pay a lawyer. It's a 6-figure contract. Don't negotiate this on yourself, kid. Get a lawyer. And I think I might have literally saved that content creator potentially missing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars because they already gave him a solid 6-figure, multiple 6-figure deal on buying out that catalog by explaining to him, it's like, hey, man, it's like that means they're only valuing these 1,000 videos at this amount of dollars per video. But how valuable is that over a long-term period of time? And they might be able to keep benefiting off of that. You need a renewal because also what if your name and your brand recognition drastically increases over the next 2 or 3 years? If they own that for 5 or more years and they don't have to pay you again, you're getting screwed because your value increased and you didn't get the benefit from that with a renegotiation. So you want to look for things in contracts. And again, this is where I think the value of my experience in years doing this come in. Yeah, there's people who've been bigger, whatever, but they haven't been doing this as long and they haven't done as many contract negotiations. They may not be older, so there's things that they wouldn't consider or think of. I've been around a long time. So it's things like looking over and knowing, okay, this is where it's time to lawyer up. This is where you need to do this. Here's what you need. And I told him, hey, in future brand contracts, in case projects get canceled for things beyond your control, this person makes some IRL style content sometimes. I was like, in the event that a project is canceled because it's beyond your control, you need a kill fee in there. You need a kill fee provision clause in your contract so that you're paid for the fact that you allocated time, set aside time, and then there's things that happened outside of your control and outside of the brands for being able to foresee it. And for committing time, effort, energy, and resources, you need to get a kill fee and you need to be compensated for your time and for the allocation of the mental bandwidth to do a project and the things that you said no to in terms of an opportunity cost. So there's an opportunity cost for doing things and you should price that in. And so that's why it's important to understand the nuance of brand deals and to think about these things long-term, you know, as a full-time content creator. And that's what we talk about in Awesome Creator Academy in the pro group. That's what I talk about with my one-on-one coaching clients. I'm not sitting here, and I've never claimed to try and get people viral views. I'm going into the deep side of not only content strategy, but monetization strategy and long-term development of brand and using brand as an asset and then being able to leverage your brand as an asset across multiple streams of income, multiple platforms, and multiple relationships over and over and over again. And that's what you're really going to want to do. Because like I said, you want a lot of these things to not be one and done deals. Even on sponsors, you don't want as many one and done deals. If it has to start with a one and one deal, then move it after that and use the evidence and the case study to go back a few months later and get on a campaign for the quarter or for 6 months or for a year as an ambassador and revisit those relationships. Make multiple contacts at the brand in case your point of contact moves on. Keep a good relationship so those people can bring you a new brand deal when they go to a new company. You know, there are people I worked with. I had a great relationship with someone on the affiliate team over at Bluehost that then went and ended up at some point not working at Bluehost anymore, went and worked at Kajabi, had a great relationship with her. So she was able to be an advocate and an ally for me in Kajabi when I wanted to do a deeper brand deal relationship with them. She was somebody who could advocate for me because she'd worked with me in a previous endeavor at another company. Maintain your relationships. Be a good person. Send thank you notes to people that you work with. If you can, send them. If you got like $1,000 on a brand deal, you take $25, $30 out of that and you send the person who brokered it a damn edible arrangement and say thank you. Not playing with y'all. Seriously. So that's something to think about. And as I said, even these other income streams that you're doing are an opportunity when it comes to your brand sponsorships. My relationships with brands are even helping me in my speaking career, and they're helping the brands. That's part of the ambassador deal that sells. Same thing for the email newsletter. That's also working out in that regard too. Because I use ConvertKit and I use the recommendations network for ConvertKit, both free and paid. I'm even building network relationships through email marketing because I'm recommending other people's newsletter and other people are recommending my newsletter, and it's growing it. So that's an opportunity. Affiliate marketing and affiliate marketing links, like I showed you guys, are an opportunity to build a case study that you can use, like this one here, that can then help you negotiate with the brands and prove yourself to the brands. So use an affiliate marketing case study to prove your ability to generate revenue. And then in terms of diversifying, for those of you, like I said, who are thought leaders, check out Kajabi. You can use my link in the description. You can use the QR code here on the screen. Make sure you're checking out Kajabi as your one-stop shop for building an online business. Here's the thing about Kajabi for those of you who are thought leaders and building your authority and doing education content. You have built-in coaching. You have communities for recurring revenue. You can do cohorts. So you can do a membership community, one-on-one coaching, sell courses, and you can do cohorts. Cohorts let you do a high-ticket, live virtual scenario that has some community aspects built in. And you could always give them evergreen access to your course. And you can also upsell to a year-round membership community and support opportunity. You can give them discounts on the one-on-one coaching. So it's all built in. It's all built in. People who buy your courses, you could give them a discount on one-on-one coaching. People who are in your membership community, you could bundle your membership community with access to your courses or give them a discount to buy it outright. So there's this really great profit flywheel built within the monetization of doing a coaching business of some kind through coaching, membership communities, cohorts, and courses. This is basically your diversification built into here. Obviously, digital products have their place in being similar to courses. Live workshops that are not ongoing would be a derivative of the value of the cohorts. And you could do communities, but you could also do a membership that is basically just a vault and access to a bunch of digital download products or PDFs. And that could be a lower ticket version of a membership. You could be a subscription in that way. So yes, so that's incredibly powerful for the diversification aspect. And like I said, you can also have your products sponsored and co-branded with a sponsor if you so desire. And so then in terms of pricing, we're back here again with how do you make even $1,000? And I broke down all the different ways you can make $1,000 and what the numbers are. This includes after costs. So this is on pure profit margin. This is on pure profit margin, like I said. And so if you want this slide presentation, you can go ahead and you can get it. I linked it in the description of the video, but I'm going to drop it in the chat. Get the slides at www.awesomecreatoracademy.com/slides, and you can get this slide presentation. If you're watching the replay and I've been to another conference, you're going to get the latest new slide deck if I'm at that other conference. What I'll do is I'll go back and I'll make articles around each individual conference I went to, and I'll make a download page for different slide presentations. And so I'll make those available. But if you want to get the VidCon presentation and the full-time creator playbook, then that is the current slide presentation that we're doing. So www.awesomecreatoracademy.com/slides. So make sure you're checking that out. So yeah, a lot of good data, from that. Definitely willing to take any and all of your questions right now. We probably can go for about another half hour to an hour here, trying to keep these well under 3 hours going forward to make them more digestible. Plus, we want to clip a lot of this stuff for the Roberto Blake Highlights channel. We're going to try and post over there more often as we go. So yeah, thank you to our friends over at OpusClip for that. Also, we're going to be posting audio-only versions of this. This already goes to YouTube Music as an audio version. We are going to try to get more of this stuff up into Spotify for podcast. Eventually, I'll even figure out how to do the Spotify video podcast stuff eventually. But yeah, we're trying to host. We're doing the... We're hosting an audio-only version of some of these things, replay-wise, on Spotify. Yep. So yeah, let's see, monetization strategy. Yeah. So one of the main things is I want you guys to try to have as many revenue streams as possible, but if it seems overwhelming, the main thing is to have kind of 3 or 4. And kind of this is the setup that I encourage for a lot of that. Oh, excuse me. So that could be a good opportunity. Develop on-platform and off-platform monetization like I talked about. Make sure that a lot of this is evergreen so that you can repurpose the inventory and monetize in multiple ways across multiple platforms. So you definitely want to do that. You want to also make sure that you have passive income. You want to have stable cash flow. You also want monthly recurring income. Monthly recurring income, I think a lot of that honestly is down to affiliate commissions that are recurring affiliate commissions, memberships, and long-term brand deal contracts, whether that's sponsored or UGC. So that's where I think you derive a lot of monthly recurring revenue. For passive income, it's evergreen ad revenue. It's print on demand, which is like merchandise, posters. Print on demand can also be books. It's also streaming royalties for music. And it also is digital downloads, whether that's courses, templates, people buying your music, ebooks, what have you. So there's that. Also, you could do one-offs for cash flow, which could include one-time brand deals, could include licensing contracts, even though those could have a renewal built in, could have a renewal on a licensing deal. So do keep that in mind. So those are different opportunities. You also, like I said, you want to build strong relationship with brands, brand partners, but also the people working in the brands so that they can continue to bring new opportunities to you. So those are the kind of things you want to keep in mind. Like I said, there are high-end affiliate commissions and things like tech. This is, if you want to screenshot this, this is again an example of some of the is higher end of the Amazon influencer program. It's primarily based in tech, like I said. So definitely an opportunity there. Like I said, you can get 40% off the brand deal starter kit until July 15th with code birthdayboy40. Because I just turned 40. So you can get 40% off. I'm going to drop that in the chat for anyone who is interested in that one. So yeah, with that, we can go to Q&A from the chat. And I'll answer any of your questions around sponsorship and brand deals or monetization around being a full-time content creator. And like I said, a lot of what we covered is what I think most of you struggle the most with in terms of understanding all of this. And even, like I said, I went early in on here is how I would look at pricing for a lot of you. And then I would just come up with hey, what are the deliverables? What's the licensing agreement look like? How long do you want exclusivity? Those pricing levers. Zolo Q says, nah, Roberto, there's no way you're 40. You don't look 40. Yeah, no. That good, clean, healthy living, will do it. So, then obviously black doesn't crack. So helps. But yeah, good, clean, healthy living, hydrate, get your steps in. If you can largely focus on hydration, maybe some basic skincare routine, moisturize, use cocoa butter, something like that. A little melanin doesn't help. So it's different things like that. Not having any vices has certainly helped. I'm not going to lie. I did my over 10,000 steps today. In fact, today I did what looks like today I did closer to 11,000 steps. I still might do a walk this evening. So, certainly didn't help. Certainly didn't hurt anything. Yeah. Finding ways to be happy can certainly help. Definitely. I would say something that kept me more youthful is the fact that I get to live in my business is stressful to some degree, but I get to live in my own passion. About maybe 6-7 years ago, stopped really stressing as hard about money problems. I still have to deal with finances. Tax time is one of the most stressful things for me. There was years and years ago of having a bad accountant, and there's still things I have to deal with because of that. And then there's also the restructuring and looking at S Corp stuff, bringing on family to W-2 stuff. That was, I did that. I used Gusto. I used Bench for my accounting. So working with an accounting team, working with CPAs, it's great. But you still have to figure out things like, if you have to file late, you have to then do the back taxes stuff. You have to deal with the interest rates on that. But the interest rates on credit card debt are worse than the interest rates on your taxes. So if you have debt, sometimes, not a financial advice, sometimes people just pay off the debt because the debt compounds at a higher interest rate than the tax fees and penalties. And you can always work it out and pay that down on a schedule as long as you're paying something. I try to pay something all the time. I don't worry and wait till quarterly. Sometimes you just put something toward your taxes every month, and that can help bring down the number. Then you pay that off later at the year if that's how you're going to do it. Whatever your situation is, you can talk to your CPA or accountants and they'll help you figure out a plan and a schedule. Mine approved of the idea that, hey, debt is more important to pay down based on interest rate stuff. If if you have high interest rates, pay off high interest rate debt, and then, hey, we can pay this stuff, pay it down. If you have reliable high income, then that'll keep coming in. You can deal with that. Blah blah blah. So there's that part of it. So the main thing is just to put yourself in a position as best as you can to reduce your financial stress, make your work as simple as possible to do and as enjoyable as possible to do, keep a clean environment, keep healthy habits, set a schedule. If you're a content creator, even if you're working a full-time job, wake up at like 5 a.m., have an hour to an hour and a half of self-care, shower, breakfast, workout, do the personal things. That gives you 6:30. Now you have 90 minutes to 2 hours of deep work before you have to go to your job. That 90 minutes, 2 hours, you can do the most cerebral, mentally intensive things around your content. Maybe it's strategy, maybe it's thumbnails, maybe it's editing. You got 90 minutes to do deep work before you have to go to your job and dedicate yourself to that. You come back from your job. You don't use the scraps of energy to make content. You did that earlier in the day with your first energy. Now you rest, relax, hang out with your family, have a social life, whatever, and sleep it off. But by having the 90 minutes to 2 hours of deep work in the morning, 5 days a week, it's 10 hours to do the brain lifting of your content creation. Then on the weekends, that's where you throw your body into your content creation and you do like your filming and you do that. You batch record as much as possible. You do filming, you do stuff, but research, development, thumbnails, strategy, even learning stuff, analytics, whatever. Do that with the 2 hours first thing in the morning, 2 hours, 9 minutes of deep work where you can concentrate, no distractions, nobody else is awake. You're not having to go to the job yet. So do that 5 a.m. thing, and that works out. And then it's like, okay, you got 10 hours out of that Monday through Friday by doing 2 hours in the morning. Down the weekend, grind for another like 8 hours, 10 hours on Saturday, Sunday. Now you've gotten in like 20 hours for, maybe it's 5 and 5. You got in 20 hours for the week. 20 hours of productive work beats 40 hours of distracted work. You just did more heavy lifting than you even did for your 9-to-5 job at that point because you did concentrated deep work instead of distracted work. So deep work over distracted work always wins. So you balance it out that way. You might have to cut back on other hobbies. You might have to stop playing video games if you're not a gaming YouTuber. You might have to give up Netflix if you're not a movie and TV show reviewer. You're not monetized doing it. It's not self-improvement. Maybe not worth your time. Oh, but what about relaxing? Relaxing is not being in front of a screen. Relaxing is being in bed, letting your brain and your body shut off. That's relaxing. Relaxing is reading a book. It's not being in front of blue light in a screen. Netflix and video games are not relaxing. So don't use it as an excuse. If you're in front of a screen, you should be monetizing. Zolo Q says, I'm 700 sub channel, is looking for brand deals at 1,000 subs too soon. I think I'm starting to grow an audience. You lose trust if you do brand deals too soon with an audience because you're trying to cash in a little too soon. Now, if you want to do UGC content, you can go into UGC apps and then do stuff on brands platforms for them, not posting to your own platform, not posting your social media. You're just making stuff for them. They'll lowball you on stuff. Maybe you do it $100, $200, but you're not spending more than 1 to 2 hours on it. So it's actually not a bad deal and it's not that bad. You go in to doing stuff in these smaller apps for small companies, doing $100, $200 gigs. Some people will cry exploitation, exploitation, exploitation. I know people who crank this stuff out. They make $1,000 a week because they're just killing it, cranking it out, making $1,000 a week while not having to pitch or sell anything to their own audience. And then you focus instead on growing your audience to 10,000 subscribers, not just because brands might reject you, but because it's just a better use of your attention since 90% of YouTube channels never get to 10,000 subscribers. It's a better use of your energy to not be divided and to focus on growing that audience to 10,000 subscribers. One, you'll have a community of people who trust you and you'll have more to show for yourself. You'll learn a lot more and you won't be as tempted by small offers. So you can set better boundaries. So it's better to just be at 10,000 subscribers in YouTube and focus on that instead of trying to get a brand deal as early as possible, unless it's UGC. Unless it's UGC and you're posting to their social media, you don't need to be worried about it. If you can post to their social media and you can knock it out, then do it. And then even if it's not a high, price that they're offering, it's something is better than nothing at that point. Reinvest that money back into your channel. Don't try to live off of it. Don't try to, treat myself. No, that money goes right back into making better content for your audience, because you haven't done that yet. And you need to figure out big creator energy. Big creator energy is getting yourself as quickly as possible to a point where you look like a 100,000 to 1 million subscriber channel. What that means is a camera with a lens, so you get the blurry background effect, so that you look like a big YouTuber at all times, no matter what you're making. You want that. I know a lot of people, I can do it on my phone. I can do it. Yes, we say that, gear doesn't matter to start. But when you want to start negotiating for brand deals, you're not worried about someone watching your stuff on your phone. You're worried about them putting on a 60-inch TV in a boardroom somewhere in 4K. So you really kind of want to come with that big creator energy, because there's a bunch of stuff that crossed their desk. And if yours doesn't look like it competes, it certainly won't get paid like it competes. So production value, my friends. When big YouTubers want to be humble, we all tell you gear doesn't matter. But we know when we're competing for advertising dollars, we know that it does. But you're trying to grow an audience. When you're trying to grow an audience, it could help. It's one of the best places to put your money. But a lot of people will try to encourage you to do things that feel good instead of things that work. I'm the latter. I have no interest in telling you things that are going to feel good. I'm going to tell you things that will work, because I have no interest in doing things because they feel good. But that's me. I'm not a personality for everybody. There's a lot of feel-good content creators. I'm not one of them. I'm a productivity guy. I'm a ruthless productivity. I'm a ruthless capitalist. I know no bones about it. So I will tell you how you're going to make money. I will tell you how you're going to be productive and save efficiency. I will tell you how you're going to self-improve. I will tell you how you can do that in a more healthy manner. I'm not some grind-to-death hustle bro. I don't really think those people are real. I think they're a meme. But here's the thing, though. But am I ruthless about self-improvement and productivity and not wasting time? Yes. I'm not somebody who's for the frivolous things in life. Not really. I don't really see any value in them. What I think is cool is making enough money to where twice a year you can travel wherever the hell you want and have those experiences and have the photographs and memories to share with people for the rest of your life twice a year, because you were willing to grind for it and you made that a priority. I'm for making sure that you're in a room with very intelligent, high value people, and that you've read the right books so you have something to talk about with them without looking ignorant. I'm for you being in the best health and best shape you can be. So every day you look in the mirror, and every time you take a selfie, and every time you see a photo of yourself in public, you see somebody that you know cares about themselves, is disciplined, is worth it, and someone that you value and someone you respect, so that your self-esteem doesn't take a hit. I'm for making sure that you never feel insecure whenever you look at your bank account balance, because I know that that's going to fix a lot of your mental health. If you want to fix your mental health, when you look in the bank account, you need to be able to feel good about what you see. When you look in the mirror, you need to see somebody who takes care of themselves, someone who dresses themselves, someone who takes care of their appearance and grooms themselves well, somebody that's healthy, someone that's disciplined, somebody that honors their body. You need to see that when you look in the mirror. When you walk into your home and you walk into your bedroom, you need to see somebody who's taking care of their environment. When you go to a hotel room, don't you love that you go in and every time you walk into your hotel room, it shows that you're valued and respected and that things are put into order and you've come into a place of peace and order and cleanliness? You need to feel that every time you walk into a room in your own home. You need to feel that every time you walk into your own bedroom. And that's why you need to do those things. So you need to have a good, productive, clean environment that makes you feel like things are orderly and you respect yourself. That's going to solve for a lot of your mental health. You need to be able to see a bank account balance that makes you feel secure, makes you feel protected, and makes you feel like you have options. It makes you feel like you can say no to things. You need that for yourself to feel confident and feel secure and to feel a sense of pride and self-respect. You need to also make sure your environment has the accolades and has the accomplishments of your success. You guys can't see it very clearly, but back there on that bookshelf is my original YouTube play button and then the upgraded version Up there is one or two of the play buttons from some of my clients from the Creator Academy Pro Group. More of those will be sending in copies of that. There's awards I've gotten as an entrepreneur and speaker up there on that bookcase. I need to win an award as a photographer. And then there is the copies of my own best-selling book. And then another thing there is the collection of the Sony glass of G Master Pro lenses that I always wanted my whole life. I want a full collection of pro photographer lenses, just like the photographers I always looked up to growing up and thought I would always be too broke or too poor to ever own all of that glass. And now I do. And so I get to see that every day. So I have these things that I've accomplished that can remind me to have pride and remember where I came from and what I've overcome. And so that helps with the self-esteem, and it helps with the confidence, and that helps with the mental health. I get to see in my house, in my office, the photographs that I got to take that reflect my best quality of work. So the things that you have to do in order to start to really push yourself into the success mindset as a creator, as an entrepreneur, as a human being, as a person, it's all underlying principles that I talk about in a lot of these streams beyond the content creation thing. Is I want you to have skills that let you put points on the board and be accomplished. I want you to have a vision for your life. That's why I put it up on my own whiteboard. And you need to have these goals and these things, and they should be helping you develop your accomplishments and things you can speak about that you've done in the real world, and your confidence will come from that. You should see the trappings of your success in your environment. That doesn't mean you buy a bunch of frivolous things, but you buy things that do remind you of what you overcame, where you came from, so you can see that success. You do need to see a clean, orderly environment that represents a sense of purpose, accomplishment, and order, and that you respect yourself. You need to see that, but you also need to take care of yourself. And the time that you need to save in the free time is you do need to do personal care. But my version of personal care is you do your hygiene and grooming. You get yourself a nice, respectable wardrobe. It's not fancy. It's not name brand. You might notice I don't wear logos that ain't my logo. I don't wear logos that aren't my logo, but I wear a nice enough watch. I wear an Oura ring for my health. I have the phone that I want to have. And that's enough for me. It's like, I keep it casual. Now I have nice jackets. You guys see my jacket collection. I have nice hats. I like my hats. I like my leather hats and stuff. So for me, it's form, fit, function, fabric. So I do that. But the big thing is I make sure that I have healthy food in the fridge. I make sure that the mini fridge upstairs and in the basement have my protein and my drinks and my things like that. You want to make sure that you're putting yourself in a position to where you have healthy habits, healthy lifestyle, so you can always see in the mirror and see in your camera and see in your selfies and see in your things somebody that respects themselves and somebody that you feel proud of for the way that they live their life. The other thing is you want to never try to do things that'll ever make you ashamed. So, Oura ring, someone's asking about this. It's an Oura ring. And so this is a fitness tracker and health tracker, and it's much more comfortable for me than an Apple Watch. It also lets me wear a real timepiece, a fancy timepiece. I wear Fossil, Seiko, and Citizen. When I have a lot more money, maybe I'll upgrade to two-door. Maybe at 45 or 50, I'll buy a Rolex. Maybe, but I doubt it because I could probably just put that money in the stock market. So maybe it's someone else will buy it for me, and then that's fine. But yeah, I have an Oura ring. It's a fitness tracker for my health. That was something that I bought. So I try to look at how can the business that I build help me build and live a better life, and how can that help my mental health? And it's more than just making money. It is about how do you secure your future? What do you do for your retirement? How do you invest in that? I max my Roth IRA. Then as a business owner, I have a SEP IRA I can contribute to as an employer and an employee. So I use my tax advantage accounts. I talk to my accountants about that. We set up the LLC. What can I do with my family? I put them on payroll. I have, so I do things like that. How can they help me in my business? What are the attunement of their skills? What are that? How do I hire to expand my business? I hired Andy Rivera. She's my operations manager, chief of staff, and co-instructor for the Academy Pro Group. So I have help in the Academy Pro Group. Hire Ariana, my sister. She does admin work and customer service for the Academy. So I have the support that I need there. My brother's going to be helping me with the content creation side. That's a new development. So there's if you guys are familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk, the goal is to train him up to be like D-Rock, to help produce and edit, and to follow me with a camera where I need it. To upgrade the quality to more than sitting at a desk or talking to a camera videos. So we're going to do some IRL walk and talk style content. It won't be crazy or anything, but stuff like that. Help with the podcast. What did I do? I hired Music Radio Creative. The podcast is going to come back. It's going to come back strong. They're editing content as we speak. There's 8 episodes of the podcast that are being outsourced and edited by the team at Music Radio Creative. So we're going to be dropping that. We're going to be pushing our way to episode 100 of the podcast soon. So we have that in play. And these things free up my time. They free up my energy. I'm going to be able to make better content for you guys. I'm going to be more consistent. Once my brother takes over the editing, there's not a good reason why I can't push 3 to 5 videos a week of recorded, edited, evergreen content to cover all the basics and answer your YouTube questions, or to cover updates to YouTube's policies, or to do deep dives on different monetization systems or content strategy. So, it's things like that. So, PSA asks, hey, Roberto, can an entertainment shorts channel with over 10,000 subscribers get brand deals? In theory, you could, but you might be better off with UGC, because the value and price on shorts at 10,000 is going to be really low. So if that's the case, you might as well do UGC and not risk alienating the audience with the sponsored content. You're better off just doing UGC short form content for the brands on their platform. So I would go UGC. And like we said earlier, I don't know if you were watching the stream earlier, but I would go UGC instead of going with sponsored content on my own channel. If I'm a smaller creator like that, I would rather just represent the brand on their platforms, be the representation that they need, be the relationship connecting with the audience and saying, hey, I'm a customer like you. I'd rather do that if I'm at 10,000. The offers that you get, unless you have high production value. If you have extremely high editing and production value, sponsors might be willing to do more with you on your platform to get tied to that early, but they're still going to try to lowball you a little bit in negotiations. I would say do more UGC video content for brands on their platforms and get used to negotiating, and then not risk anything on your own channel early on. That way you can get more savvy at negotiations before you try to sell the value of your own channel. A lot of creators don't like this, don't disagree with me, because they have fantasies of being like their favorite creator. But this is the business side. This is the more practical, ruthless side of doing the business. So yeah. And again, ruthless, the word I use, I'm using it accurately. I'm not using it in a sense of any cruelty. I'm using it in the sense of separate your emotions from the equation, remove yourself, be more objective, and then be mission oriented. That's what being ruthless means. It means the mission comes first. It comes before my feelings. It comes before how I think people are going to take it. It comes down to here is the objective and what is required, not what is desired, but what is required. That's what being ruthless is. And one of the things you should do is you should absolutely be ruthless with your time. If you're ruthless with your time, and this goes back to what I was saying earlier, even about the personal development piece of this, is if you're ruthless with your time, well, a lot of you, especially if you're smaller creators, you should be more ruthless with your time. I'm not against video games. I'm not against chilling out or spending time with friends or significant others or any of that. But what I am about is this. If you don't have the life that you want, why don't you? Let's think about it. If you know that there's a certain amount of money required to get to the life you want, monetize every waking hour that you can that doesn't compromise personal development and health, which means that we grow our personal development and health by becoming more intelligent, which means books, podcasts, and education-based content consumption instead of Netflix. And instead of Netflix and video games, what else do? We go for walks and listen to podcasts or content that elevates us, or personal development, self-improvement, or audiobooks. We go to the gym, and instead of listening to music that gets us pumped, we discipline ourselves. We go ahead and we listen to podcasts education content, and audiobooks, because while we're spiking our adrenaline, we will retain the information. And so we get the double dip. Oh, we're on our 9-to-5 job. If they let us put something in our ears, it ain't a comedy podcast. It's not a true crime podcast. It's audiobooks, education, and intellectual podcasts that elevate us, self-improvement, personal development. We're always improving. We can chill out from that when we have the money that we want to have to not need to escape our lives. So we use discipline to give us an exit from anything we dislike instead of distractions from the things we dislike. It will shorten the timeline of being in a place we don't want to be anymore. So we shorten the timeline of being there instead of making it more comfortable to be there. That is the answer. Oh, we've got Ty's Hot Mess History, another client from the one-on-one coaching side. Hey, Roberto, emailed you last month about getting you a copy of my silver play button plaque to you for the Hall of Fame. Haven't seen a reply. Just trying to figure out what to do so you can have it. Thanks. I will hunt down the email actually while I'm here and queue it up so I can send you an email back tonight. Thank you for reaching out, and thank you for the $10 super chat, and thank you for doing all the hard work to get your channel up. If you guys aren't familiar with Ty's channel, she's been a longtime supporter here of the content. She worked with me in one-on-one coaching, and her channel is now at 172,000 subscribers and growing. And let's see, and her content as of right now, I hope this doesn't embarrass you that I'm sharing this, but it's like, but you're crushing it. So I want to share this because I think there's a good lesson here. I'll pop this up on the screen. So here's a lesson in good things come to those who hustle. So Ty's Hot Mess History, basically a time capsule for a culture here, which was kind of the idea we came up with. And she's taken it to a whole other level. So she's at 172,000 subscribers. I don't think she was at 100K when we coached together. And strong pivots here and killing it with these views. I don't know if you guys can see this as clearly. So killing it with these views. And I love that you've leaned into a lot of these con artists and scandals from these really interested periods of time. You know, and so there's a lot of smart stuff here. And then what's your most popular video ever? You know, the Bobby Womack story and Lulu White. Some really, really strong stuff here. So again, good views, strong child. A lot of this stuff is evergreen. So the thing is, when you have really good evergreen content, it also becomes this really fantastic funnel and money printer indefinitely. We connected when you were at 30K. Yeah. So you've come a super, super long way. Katie Ukulele says, hey, Roberto, do you have any creators you work with who are already further along than you and push them even further, Max? Yeah, we have a podcast episode with Dan from A Drive, who, if you're in the gaming community, some of you would know, is a Pokemon YouTuber. I've worked with Anime Balls Deep. They're at 2 million. I've worked with the Black Experience Japan, who I think is, how big are they? God, how big are they now? Black Experience Japan is now at 346K. Why did I have in my head that they were even bigger than that? But yeah, they're very successful. Yeah, I've worked with a couple of million subscribed channels. Won't name them all, but some of them have done the podcast. Some of them are going to be doing the podcast. Dr. Mike Diamonds helped him get to over 1 million. So yeah. there's also a lot of people, even in this community, that I haven't done one-on-ones with, that took the advice that grew to well over 1 million. Skip the tutorial in the gaming community. Bijou Mike in the community. I think he's at 4 million now. I've worked with a bunch of gaming creators too. They're pretty big. Juicy J is big in Clash Royale, for example, absolutely killing it. Ashlyn, who's big in the Brawl Stars community, absolutely killing it. So yeah, there's a lot of substantially successful creators. Oh, Ken from McCann Dogs. They have the biggest dog training YouTube channel in the world. They're over 1 million subscribers. Still an Academy member to this day. I trained a lot of the folks that work with my friend Pat Flynn over at Big Pocket Monster. I trained Dan, Zach, and Jason, who work on that team. So they're the 3 amigos, and they're Academy alumni. So I trained them. I've been thinking of something in the future to train people to be the management or teams, or doing something where I work with larger channels and I train their internal teams and build their internal systems. I haven't figured out what that curriculum fully entails just yet. Oh, it's all good. I'll hunt down the email, Ty, no problem. Yeah, that's perfect. But yeah, I've worked with quite a few of those creators. MG says, I love the no hat look. OG sub, I can't remember last time you didn't have a hat. Love it. Yeah, thanks. It's kind of an either or, and there's a little bit of a combo. And I enjoy hats. I've always been a hat guy. I've had hat collections. Like anyone who went to school with me back in the day kind of knows that I had that. But I also had braids back in high school too. So I brought that back. Enjoy it while you can, right? What else? Those of you who saw me at VidCon, you got to see the brown leather hat and leather jacket combo. So that was dope for a lot of people. So is there going to be an audio version of my book? Actually working on it before the end of the summer, and the audiobook will also have the added chapters for the revised edition. The revised edition will also push to all of the people who bought it on Kindle, and we will do free new chapters of the new chapters published on my website for the people who bought the physical copy of the book. So in the second printing, there'll be the revised edition. We'll either call it the revised edition or the second edition. I haven't made up my mind. So we'll do an update of that. That'll happen before the end of this year. Next year, the second book will release. The year after that, the third book in the trilogy released. And when the third book in the trilogy releases, there'll be a consolidated update. And they'll just kind of tie everything together with a cherry on top and finish out the trilogy. Then I will do a couple of one-off books and then start a new trilogy that I've already started planning. I have planned a minimum of a 10-book career, and I've written most of the outlines for at least the first 6 books of the Creator Economy Insider series. I've written the outlines for. And then I've written some tangential outlines for my one-off books. My one-off books will be a few one-off books. I want to write a book about passive income and online business that addresses the realities of it and establishes that. I want to write a book around personal development and self-improvement, specifically something that I think would help a lot of young men. And then I also want to write a book that also explains a lot of my own journey and leads into a combination of personal development, entrepreneurship, and skill building. So there's a book I want to write about that. And then there's a one-off book that I want to write that is more strictly a do this if you're a small YouTuber. So those are kind of 4 standalone books I want to write as standalone books. Not part of a series. And then I obviously want to then circle back and do another trilogy for the Creator Economy Insider series. So that's the minimum that I want to do. Is I want to do a 10-book career minimum around that. There is a small series of really shorter books, about half of the size of my normal books, 20,000 word books that I know I can just bang out on certain topics that I want to do. I may do some deal where I co-author those with people, and then we double the amount of content, and we can do that and co-author, or I might be a contributor or something, and I might do a book deal for that or do royalty on that. So there's, so there's a couple of things in the pipeline that I want to do with my book career. How much is coaching? Everything for coaching is on www.awesomecreatoracademy.com. Coaching, I recommend for people who are already monetized and making money and want to scale. If you're somebody who's smaller, consider the Academy Pro group, but also consider that you can just use the free content, get yourself up and running, and make it worth your while to where that this is not a financial struggle. I would recommend committing and doing the 1 year up front for that, for a lot of it. Ty says the coaching is worth every penny. Thank you, Ty. Appreciate you. PSA says, how would one find brands that do UGC? Is it just about DMing different brands and seeing which one does it? There's some apps that have those marketplaces. You could do outreach. But again, if you're under 10,000 subscribers, I would focus on getting to 10,000 subscribers, to be honest with you. I'd focus on getting 10,000 subscribers. I'd focus on getting a membership up and running. I think you're going to do better. I think if you try to do too much sponsored stuff when you're small, you're going to be disappointed with the pricing and you're going to feel taken advantage of early on. So you're probably better building your other revenue streams while you're small, building the relationship and credibility in your niche and with your audience. I think people are looking for sponsorship and brand deals either for money or to validate them, but I think that you should do neither. And I think that most people should probably focus their energy on growing their audience, maybe building some really good membership value for their audience, get recurring monthly income that way. I would honestly think that building your audience to at least 10,000, then making a plan for the next 10,000 to go to 20 and scaling there so that you'll be in a good position, streamlining the content there. If you feel like, oh, well, I need money, I would actually look at freelancing more than I would look at UGC, because then you can sell a skill, and I would sell a skill. I'd still come up with $1,500 packages. I'll make some more videos about freelancing because I feel very strongly about this. I think a lot of you should do freelancing, and you should look for people who already have money in businesses, not try to sell to friends or people your own size. Sell to people 10x, 100x bigger than you that have budgets. Build a package of services your skills deliver on. Charge $1,500 to $2,500 a month. Get 6 to 12 month commitments, just like I talked about with brand deals. Use the same framework for negotiating freelancing contracts as brand deals. Get money there. Use that to go full time and leave your day job. Use that to balance your time freedom and grow your content. Use that to invest back into the content. Then when you have an audience and you've also now gained some negotiating savvy and confidence, it's not as hard to get brand deals. Then it's easier to port and go to UGC, and it's easier to get UGC after you've done enough things to make enough money to get your better camera equipment and better microphone, better lighting, better things that make it easier to sell your production value on UGC. Because again, the goal is what? Big creator energy. Look like you're a 100K channel, even if you're a 10K channel. Look at who has 100K or 1 million subscribers. Close the gap on production value. And that's a one-time investment of camera, lens, lights, audio. And yes, it costs money, but your goal here is I'm gonna make the money back because brands are gonna say yes to me when my production value looks like big creator energy. Hire someone to make your thumbnails. If you can't get the Photoshop skills from my tutorials or whatever on your own, hire someone with the Photoshop skills to close the gap between you and a 1 million subscriber channel on thumbnails, or a 100K channel on thumbnails. Get a banner that looks like you're a 100K, 100,000 to 1 million subscribe channel. Get something clean and nice and refreshing. Get a brand package done for you. Get it done up looking nice. Come looking like you have big creator energy. Someone needs to look at your stuff and say, how the hell does this person not have 100,000 subscribers? How the hell does this person not have 1 million subscribers? That's the feeling people need to see from you, both on brands and on your viewers. Come with big creator energy. It's one of my new mottos and catchphrases for 2024, quoted from Roberto Blake. Bring big creator energy to everything you do. Come with that big creator energy. You know, at Roberto Blake, big creator energy. That's kind of one of our themes. You know, one of our previous themes was make your first 100 crappy videos, get 1% better every upload, and just keep going. That was one of our themes before. That was one of the big cornerstones of the community. It launched a bunch of people's channels. It launched a lot of people that have 1 million subscribers today. I was talking to a content creator, who was it, at VidCon, that told me specifically it was the 100 crappy videos that helped get them over the hump. It was that, and that it worked for them, and that mentally it got them in the right headspace to keep pushing content. That person became D'Angelo Wallace. 2 million subscribed on main channel, 1.2 million, I think, on their second channel. And now he's doing, I think, another channel for fun on top of that. So like, yeah. So big creator energy as the next thing. 100 crappy videos. That was one of the most important things that I think I ever said. The next thing, I think, one besides diversify and be platform agnostic, there's a lot of important things I've said, but I think one of the most important things I've ever said is big creator energy. Look like you're a 100K or 1 million subscriber channel, no matter where you are right now. Do everything to close the gap at a glance, and make people say you should absolutely have 100K or 1 million, because then they're going to want to help you get it, because they're going to see people that have that stuff doesn't look as good as yours, doesn't sit there and doesn't deliver. And they're going to do everything they can to make sure that you get where you're supposed to be. But you got to look like you're worth it. Big creator energy. You heard it here first, y'all. Big creator energy. Actually, that might be the new merch design. The new merch design might be big creator energy. In the chat, let me know if you'd buy that. You guys want something that says big creator energy? Because we can do that. We can get something really done up nice. We get a version done in handwritten. We can get a version done in graffiti. We can get a version done with drip design. I think that big creator energy is going to be the new thing. Awesome. Yeah. But yeah, bring that big creator energy. I think it's one of the most important things you could possibly do. You know, even when I was growing to 100K subscribers, that's one of the things I went out of my way to do. Now, it wasn't perfect and I didn't get right all the time, but early on, even when I was a small creator, I went and I got a 35mm f1.8 lens so that I could have very blurry background. And if you guys remember my early videos, I had that early on. I tried to make sure that when I got to a certain point, I started going, oh yeah, my thumbnails need to be better than other people's. This is way back in the day a little bit. So again, the fact that I even did good thumbnails, a lot of people weren't even trying. So like, I did things for my thumbnails and it worked for me. So even back, and I can put it on screen here. I can show you just so you can see what I'm talking about. I didn't always do this perfectly, but even in the early days of my content, because what we'll do is we'll go to oldest at a certain point. Now, not with my very, very, very first videos, but early enough. So like, here's a younger Roberto. God, I've been on this platform forever, but I didn't start taking content seriously, as you can see, until about 11 years ago. So about 11 years ago in 2013, it was in 2013 when I started doing content seriously. Before, I was just posting test footage from my camera for people who wanted to buy the same camera as me. It was the Nikon D3200 at the time. At the time, it was a pretty decent camera, decent enough anyway. Hang on. There we go. I think you can kind of still see numbers on that. So in the earliest days of my channel, back then, actually, you didn't really have custom thumbnails for YouTube 14, 15 years ago, or you had to do something really special to get them at the time. So again, I didn't take it. I started on the platform a long time ago, but I didn't take it seriously until about 11, 12 years ago in like 2013. So 2013 is when I started making content seriously. And so what I started doing was Photoshop tutorials. Now, even when I wasn't doing Photoshop tutorials, notice that I have a blurry background. Notice that I had some decent lighting, and I used my photography lights, or a cheap version of my photography lights. I think I used a $60 lighting kit. I used a $120 backdrop system that I had from photography that was really cumbersome to lug around. So I left it up in my room, and I had that in my bedroom. And then I did faceless Photoshop tutorials for the most part. Again, not impressive views at the time, but I was a small creator, so actually they were impressive views for the time. And then I would have some of these tutorials that would start to get like tens of thousands of views. I had something that eventually I think got, and then I did some basic things. I didn't teach, remember, even in the beginning, I didn't teach you how to grow a YouTube channel. All I did was the video hardware for it, lights, video editing software, that's it. And I talked about, in 2013, I talked about how to monetize and video editing laptops for YouTube. That's it. I didn't make YouTube growth content. What did I make? Oh, sky replacement, 16K views, Premiere Pro color grading, 300K views, DSLR low light test samples, 12K views, best cameras. That's a tech video. So again, tried to do clean backdrops for the talking head videos, did some web design stuff, did a lot of mostly background removal and retouching tutorials. So back with the talking head videos, it hadn't occurred to me to design the thumbnails the way I was for the tutorial videos. So I wasn't putting effort into any of the talking head videos thumbnails. Everything relied on the titles. Still could get views, 70K views. This is 10 years ago. So, but the thing is, at the time, big creator energy, unless you were doing what Freddie Wong was doing, which is way too expensive and cost prohibitive, wasn't a thing yet. But I had the inkling of what can I do to make my stuff as good as possible. And a big part of that was, for me, the lighting and the camera lens and the audio. Now, again, here's some early YouTube help content, but it was only on making money or improving something like your audio, which again, just a good camera lens, good lighting, white backdrop. Did not told you how to improve the production quality. Did not tell you how to grow. Did not do YouTube help growth content. Did not do YouTube growth content. That came after I had like 50,000, 30,000 subscribers. So yeah, I told you how to get more views and subs. I think I had 50,000, 30,000 subscribers, something around there when I did that. Didn't really touch that again for a good long while. Focused on what? Camera lens tutorials, hardware stuff, Mac Mini. Very much a tech and tutorials channel back then. So again, once I got to, all right, so I did that at 13,000 subs, excuse me. And then I did this, how monetization works. So I still only talked about the money side. I talked about custom thumbnails. So I started to talk about basically my own milestones right around there and right about 20,000. And so about 20,000 was about the first time I think I told anyone how to get 100 subscribers, which again, qualified to do. So that's when I started dabbling into some YouTube content, but mostly practical things, not really growth. Did the 1,000 subscribers video. I think I had 25,000 subs or 30 subs at that time. At that point, how to write descriptions. So again, still mostly tutorials here. Yeah, this is a trip down memory lane. But what am I getting at? Even back in the day, I started to stumble on this idea of, at my time, 100K channels weren't even doing what I was doing. So I started to stumble into this idea of closing the gap between me and other channels. Yeah, so about 30K subs. That's, I think, one of the first growth videos I ever made. That worked out. So then I started doing it more often. Yeah. But I don't think I pivoted to creator videos right until I had about 100,000. I think I still mostly was doing these tech and tutorial styles things for a good minute. and a lot of the online business stuff. Yep. In fact, the overwhelming majority of my content, and you guys can see it here, by the way. You want to write a song called Big Creator Energy? Yeah, but you can see it. If we go through, again, we go through the back catalog and history of my channel, it was overwhelmingly tech and tutorials. One video in 5 or 6 would be YouTube help content. So it's not really the YouTube help content that got me to 100K, but I did pivot there after, which I think is fine. So I did that in 2016, because around 2016, I want to say April or May is when I got my silver play button. But you'll notice that right up until I got my silver play button, the overwhelming majority of my content was still more on that tech and tutorial side. And then here's the 100K. Here's when I got 100K. And then that's where I started pivoting into maybe a third of my content being YouTube related. Yep, then was the Tubebuddy channel review series. We have a new sponsor where we're going to do channel reviews. But yep, that's when you can see it, is like with the unboxing. Once I officially got the 100K, they used to take longer to send it to you. That's when I leaned into YouTube growth content a little bit more, is after I had 100K, but still wasn't really focused on growing as big as possible. It was still very practical stuff and very tutorial oriented. You can see some of my early public speaking stuff is still up there. So yeah, I've done well over 1,000 videos in my time. It's been a very long time, just going down memory lane here. But this is back in the day when I used to upload almost every single day. And that's also what helped grow me. And that's where the supply and demand curve comes from. Now, if I had today's RPMs, that would put me at 10,000 a month in ad revenue with today's RPMs if I had that content output. But back then, I was also spending less time doing other things. Now there's a lot of public speaking. There's a lot of coaching that takes up time. That's where we want to scale with a team. And that's where having an editor and bringing my brother in as an in-house editor will get me back to doing 3 to 5 videos a week edited, and then still doing 2 to 3 live streams a week without burning out. Then we'll scale our content output. Scaling my content output just has, even in a worst case scenario of averaging 10 to 15,000 views per upload, which I wouldn't bother me anymore. It's just I would value the people who do watch those things. I wouldn't care about how many of them. I would value the people who do watch those things. Would still then move me to 500,000 views a month. 500,000 views a month with a $20 RPM. You can do the math on it. So there's not a downside. There's not a downside to it. You can see that the most viewed and valuable content for me long-term over time has actually been more focused on online business and making money online more than it has even been YouTube growth. There is something to be said for that. I still think that content in a format does very well today, but I think the version of it that would do today is making money as a content creator, making money as a freelancer, making money from UGC, and also finding clients and negotiating sales. I think people are very bad at sales. So I do think that the sales stuff and negotiating stuff would do well. The brand deals, freelancers, and client stuff would do well. And I do think making money online would do well. I also think personal branding stuff would make a comeback and do well today. So I do feel like that's what the 3 to 5 days a week content would pivot would look like. So it would probably be somewhere between, it'd be my version of it, but you could look at something that sits between Chris Do, Alex Hormozy, and Dan Coe, but with my swagger. And then also that would be different. So I think that that's what that could look like. With me going back to near daily content at some point before the end of the year. And I think it'd be dope to do that. I actually would really enjoy it. Because the only thing I don't love is I'm not in love with editing in the same way. So changing that out would go very well. Yeah, as you can see, even here, side hustles for beginners, they're really, really good. I think some videos on social media itself would still do very well, because I do have some valid criticisms of some of the platforms that I think would be good in commentary. Although some people really would call me a hater for the things I have to say about TikTok and Twitch. Ironically, Snapchat's making a comeback. But yeah, even here, you can see that a lot of my video editing tutorial stuff actually doesn't do badly. It just takes a while to get off the ground sometimes. But this green screen tutorial is a good example. This did 148K views and it's still racking up views. This will be a 200K video at some point. So again, strategy videos do well, obviously. What I think is obviously doing well right now and what I enjoy long term, I enjoy the live stream videos, and those steadily have been growing and doing very well. And I definitely appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch them. And again, it takes a while, but there are specific live streams that then go to like, 40K, 20K, 100K, 70K on the ChatGPT one. If I do another ChatGPT one for titles or for YouTube tricks, actually, I might do a big one for YouTube tricks in ChatGPT. Maybe I'll do that next Wednesday. That seems like that would do well. This one from a year ago, 300K views on this live stream. So again, live streaming, as you can see, long term does very well. The channel is nowhere, in my opinion, near dead. I know people have weird opinions about YouTube channels or YouTube help channels, but again, my platform is strong, the backend is strong, the community is strong. I think that we do great with the live streams. I enjoy talking to you guys. It's just that I'm not doing edited content as much as I used to, but it's also that I'm trying to refine a plan because I don't want to do it just to do it or to phone it in. I still want it to be what I think is the best content that I'm capable of making. You can see the pivot here to unique thumbnails for live streams instead of just doing a template. This was the template days of using the same template for live streams. That's an old OG YouTube thing. But when I pivoted to individual thumbnails and titles, you can see it did much, much better in the long run, which I highly recommend. It's something we teach now. So that was a very good pivot. And I think, again, just sometimes showing you guys the history of the channel, showing you the growth, showing you the pivots that were made makes a lot of sense. I don't do a lot of shorts. Shorts haven't done nearly as well for me as they would for other people. But I think there is a version of shorts I could do probably around YouTube facts that people would care about. So there's 3 versions of shorts I think I can do. YouTube facts, and like best free websites you've never heard of, and best ways to make money online that are actually legit. So I kind of feel like those 3 pillars for shorts could eventually work, but we're going to focus on edited videos that actually make money first, and then we'll worry about shorts. But I also want to do more videos like this one, the 97% of YouTube channels fail. I want to bring out more YouTube data and case studies and stats for you guys. I also want to do more of the strategy videos and the 15 tips videos. Those seem to do really well, and all of you seem to respond really well to those. I want to do more tutorial stuff like the green screen and podcast videos as well. So again, there are things I understand that you guys like more than others, and I'd just like to do more of them. And so that's kind of the plan for the second half of this year. So we got a question here from King CMCTV. So King says, do you think that using the same thumbnails for live stream gaming then for upload use different thumbnails? Yeah, always use different thumbnails. Even the gaming streamers that I coach in Clash of Clans and Brawl Stars and Squad Busters and things like that. Unique thumbnails, unique thumbnails, unique thumbnails, unique thumbnails. Yeah. Make a different single live stream thumbnail for all of them. Yep. Yeah. Chelsea says, hey, Roberto, I love the live streams. I'll listen to the whole 3 hours. Yep. We're only going to do about 2.5 hours. Aztec says, hello from Utah. Appreciate you. Yep, press that like button if you've got any value from any of this. Whatever platform you're in, smash that like button. Ty says, this is really cool seeing how you got to the pivot. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so that's the thing. You got to know when to pivot. I talk about that in the book. I think that learning when to change and pivot is one of the most important things. I talk about the creator mindset and mental health. I think that becomes important. One of the other things, like I said, that I think is important is big creator energy. Look like you have 100,000 subscribers. Find 5 people with 100,000 or 1,000,000 subscribers. Look at their channel banner. Look at their thumbnails. Look at the video production. Look at the audio. Look at lighting. Look at set design. Do everything in your power, even when you're a small creator. And don't run it up on a credit card or nothing, but take every dollar of AdSense or whatever you're doing, UGC, freelance clients, and slowly close the gap to make sure that you're coming with big creator energy as early as possible. Get a thumbnail artist, get something so that your stuff just looks like you should have 100,000 subscribers. Make everyone scream, why don't you have 100,000 subscribers? This is some of the best content or packaging, or, oh my God, you should be bigger. I'm gonna help you get bigger. It's like, okay, you think I should be bigger? Go bring 20, 30 new people to the channel. Tell them you love it. And you do that enough times, because by the way, I'll tell you a secret. I'll tell you one of the great secrets of YouTube no one talks about. Watch this. When you're a small creator, you really only have one goal only. Get 30 new subscribers every single day. That's your goal. That's your daily goal. Your daily goal, if you are a small YouTuber, is do every single thing in your power to organically, and that's not just algorithm organic, I mean every platform you have, people that you can find on the bloody street and say, hey, can you tell me what you think about this video? And it's like, okay, if you enjoyed that, please, could you subscribe to my YouTube channel? I'm going to make more content like that. I just need people to encourage me. So could you, watch a couple of videos, say something nice, like whatever. And then boom, just like whatever you have to do. Get 30 people every single day to subscribe to your YouTube channel. 30 people every single day. Now, again, to do this, make quality content. Make the best content you're capable of, best thumbnails you're capable of, best ideas and titles you're capable of. Make 10, 20, 30, 50 videos. I say 100 videos, but like whatever it is, so there's something to watch and something to binge. Get people 30. Once you have the right amount of content and you know what to make and you know what you're good at, get 30 people every day to subscribe to the Bloody channel. Reply to every single comment and say, hey, I really appreciate the comment and everything like that. Hey, if you're not already a subscriber, I'd really appreciate the support. Boom. Easy peasy. Cost people nothing to support you. They can subscribe to your channel. And if you get 30 people a day, at the end of the year, that's your first 10,000 subscribers. 90% of YouTubers never get 10,000 subscribers. It's your first 10,000 subscribers. In 1 year, 30 people a day. That's all you have to do. Work on that. Year two, you can either rinse and repeat or jack it up and ratchet it up to getting 50 people every single day. You get 50 people every single day. You just got another 15,000 plus subscribers. That's going to put you at about 25 to 30,000 subscribers. You've done that in 2 years. All right, we're at year 3. Time to ratchet it up again. We're going to get 100 new subscribers every single day. 100 new subscribers every single day. That's 3,000 a month. That's 3,600 a year. Boom. That now puts you at 50,000 subscribers. 3 years. You're halfway to 100K. If all you did was rinse and repeat that, year 5, you're at 100,000 subscribers. That's the 5-year plan. That's the 5-year plan broken down right then and there. That's the math. I have a video about this coming out that I'm working on. I'm going to make multiple videos. About this 100K thing, just like I did for telling you how to get monetized and get your first 4,000 watch hours and your first 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to break this formula down. This is the exact formula for how to get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. But realistically, it's the realistic version. It's not the viral video version. It's the realistic version. This is your 100,000 subscriber strategy in a reasonable amount of time over 5 years for the working class content creator who works 40 hours a week. Those are the numbers. Now, this is easier to achieve the more you understand what content you're making. And if you commit to one audience avatar, one channel, that doesn't mean one topic. That does mean, though, you are making only the topics that this one group will think about caring about. The audience avatar thing that I always talk about, you have to figure out what lunch table you're going to sit at for the next 4 or 5 years of school, my friend. So you got to figure it out. Are you sitting with the jocks? You're sitting with the cheerleaders. You're sitting with the chess team. You're sitting with the AV club. You're sitting with the anime nerds. You're sitting with the stoners. Where are you going to sit at lunch? And that will decide the topics of discussion that are allowed. It is that simple. So your niche is literally the lunch table you want to sit at for the rest of your high school career. That's it. It is one crew. All right? It's one audience, one channel, one crew. All right? So once you understand that, it says, okay, so these are the topics that I can do. And Ty is funny. Ty is funny. So she says, I'm sitting at the table with the little old ladies. Yeah, so you guys are playing bridge and talking about the good old days and breaking out the pictures of the grandbabies. But those are the topics. If your thing was little old ladies, these are your topics. So like that's how you would do it. And so this is the foundation of how you frame content strategy so you don't waste your time. Now, for some of you, you don't have this clarity of who you want to fit in with, and you don't even know who you are. So some of you, you're going to have to make 100 crappy videos to sort yourself out. You're going to have to make 100 videos, figure out what sticks, figure out what you like, figure out what people respond to. Then you can double down, and you can make a decision of whether to archive the old videos that don't apply or not. You can make that decision. But the main thing is some of you will have to go through an experimental phase. So some of you, it'll take 100 videos. Some of you will take 10. Some of you take 20 to figure out what you like, what you're good at, what your rhythm is. Some people find their rhythm faster than others. It is okay. There is no like absolute science to that. That is just an experience one has to go through. So yes, high school lunch table, best analogy. Like Katie, you're probably with the band kids, you know, since you're a music person, you're probably with the band kids. So band nerds unite, right? So like, but you do need to find a community to be a part of, and you need to go ahead and stick with that because that's going to be the easiest vertical to grow. So then that gets to decide, here are the topics of discussion. So the thing is, that can usually be about 5 to 8 topics of discussion that this one group of people are all passionate enough about for that to participate in the conversation. Okay? So that's how this works. So now you're not, oh my God, I'm stuck with this one topic. It's like, hey, I'm with my people and we all care about these 5 things in particular. And a couple of people care about these other 3 things in our group, but they won't feel bad if we talk about those things. So that gives you your 5 to 8. That gives you your pillars for your content strategy. Use that, and then we derive a playlist for each topic of the 20 to 15 videos we can make roughly in a year, which gives us our 100 videos. 100 videos is uploading 2 videos a week. The reason we're going to do 2 videos a week is I know some of you want to make bangers, but you work full-time 40 hours. You do not have the qualifications to make bangers yet. You get to make them when you have more time or during vacation or holidays, but that's it. Or maybe you can make the bangers once every 3 months. But in the meantime, you got to at least post 1 to 2 videos a week in between the bangers to build up attention and a love and desire for those banger videos. That is what happens if you're not full-time. The people who get to do bangers right out the gate, I'll tell you what happens. They take a year off from college and they do their gap year, or they drop out of college, or they got fired from their job. They're collecting unemployment. They say, why not swing for the fences, do YouTube, or they had some other life event that freed up a month or 2 in their life. A lot of it is a lot of people, frankly, who have some level of privilege where they had an inheritance, a divorce, a settlement, a lawsuit. They got an influx of money. They left their job. So they swing at YouTube and get to chase their dream. That's where the people who come out the gate with bangers, they have to have money and free time to be able to do it. Most people do not. Most of your working class creators, you cannot emulate people who have those levels of privilege when you don't. So you have to have a strategy for where you are to do the best you can with what you have, where you are. It's a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. It was made popular by my good friend Amy Landino, and I use it all the time, but I at least give credit. So You do what you can. You do the best you can with what you have where you are. You don't sit there and worry about other people's circumstances if you're not them. You can try to close gaps, but you have to be realistic. If you're a working class content creator, you work a 40-hour-a-week job, you have to make content that can only take you 5 to 10 hours to turn around, which might disqualify a lot of you from making the beautiful banger content you want to make. But you have to do what you can with what you have where you are. So I'll say it again. So that means here's my available time, here's my available resources, here's my available manpower, and here's my level of experience. So you have those constraints to work with. Do what you can. So you steadily, consistently put out content, earn that fan base, earn those 30 subscribers every day, build up a library of content that makes it so that they can binge watch, but importantly, make it so they can recruit other people to your cause. If you're getting even if in your first month you got 100 subscribers, you have to make those people happy enough to go out and get 10 of their friends and bring them to the channel, and that's your first 1,000 subscribers right there. Turn 100 into 1,000. Ask for help. Say, hey, I have a great goal here that I want to achieve. I want to be a monetized content creator because then I can go ahead and I can give you better videos. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can get monetized. If you've ever got value from my content, go and share it with 10 of your friends. That's what grows a channel. Word of mouth. People are like, that cost me $0. Say less. I like your content. Let's go. Let's see you succeed. Let's see someone who deserves it get theirs. So you want to create that feeling of an audience that says, hey, you make content exclusively for us. You make only the videos that we are passionate about and care about. You reply to every comment. You show up every week. It's no problem to go out and get you 10, 20 more people, my friend, that love the same things as me. You're here for the culture. You're here for the community. You love the hobby. It's like, say less. I've got you. I'll bring you 10, 20 more people this month. Boom. You have people acting as your street team, falling in love with your content. That's why you grow. That is the algorithm. What? Algorithm what? The algorithm cannot interfere with people who love your content, bringing 10, 20 people to your content. In fact, I had to challenge every single one of you that are watching this live stream right now, make this point. I would challenge you guys before the end of July to bring 20 more people to my channel and get them to watch some videos if they want to be a content creator and get them to subscribe. Show them your most enjoyed videos or the best tips you've ever seen from me, and then say, hey, what do you think about this? Go and get 10, 20 other creators to subscribe. Watch what happens. See, that's organic, but it's organic in its own way. No gatekeeping from the algorithm. That's a non-algorithm event. If you make a good library of content that's only for your people, they will eventually search for those things. And unless you're really being shadow banned, nothing can stop a search. So that's a non-algorithmic event too. Sure, there's a ranking algorithm for search, whatever, but if you're being hyper specific about something enough, boom, there's nothing stopping you. That's how my green screen tutorial is working. My green screen tutorial, that's why that thing is that this green screen tutorial, if I show you the data on this, what happened was, I love that phrase. What happened was, so let's go to, where's the thing for me to go into the analytics? Oh, am I not logged? Oh, this is in incognito mode. So actually, I can show you something really cool about that. Premiere Pro green screen, incognito mode. So let's see, where do I rank here? Oh, fancy that. There's a sponsored thing. Then there's one other video. Oh, and then there's me, rank number 2, while in an incognito private browser. Okay, cool. So I will show you the analytics if I can real quick on the other thing. I just have to switch tabs for that. But the video did like 1,000 views its first day, and oh my God, so embarrassing for a big channel. But then with search, it just compounded so much over time, and it was kind of like, so it was ridiculous how it compounded over time. And then what happened was video analytics studio. So yeah. So over a period of time, hang on, let me show you here. All right, yeah. So first day out the gate, boom. Not impressions, give me the views. Yeah, so first day out of the gate, it gets like 30,000 impressions and only 1,400 views. And then slowly but surely over the months and months and months starts getting search and gets 100 views a day, 100 views, 500 views a day, blah, 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 goes all the way up, all the way up, and it just works long term. Boom. The click-through rate started out abysmal, and then it goes to a 10 to 15% click-through rate over time. Long tail content does work. This is how I grew my channel originally. Long tail content does work. So what's my point here? Long tail evergreen content, even when you're a small creator, reply to every comment, let it keep building and bringing in new people, ask those people to bring in new people organically. So then you win on sharing, you win on search engine. That's the thing. And if you keep a schedule, you got people showing up same bat time, same bat channel. So you keep a schedule. Algorithm can't really do anything about that. And then if you're making stuff and you finally do get to make stuff that starts to get up there and gets good enough, you'd be shocked how many big content creators might end up being fans of a small content creator. Almost all I watch is small content creators now, to believe it or not. Believe it or not, almost everything I care about, mostly small creators are the only ones making content about the things I'm passionate about. They're authentic. Wildlife photography, there's no real big creators aside from Tony and Chelsea Nurthup really covering wildlife photography. So I'm watching a lot of smaller camera YouTubers because it's hyper niche specific. So I'm watching people with 20,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, around that. Sometimes I want to watch, really, really detail oriented, authentic camera lens reviews when I want to buy a new lens or something. I'm watching people like, there's this guy, Tom, I'm watching, I think he has like 18,000 subscribers. So that's the thing, right? A big creator could be a fan of your channel and shout you out, and the algorithm can't do a damn thing to stop them. So those are some very, very specific non-algorithm events that would grow your channel. You know what else grows your channel? Social proof in the real world. You do something in the real world, all of a sudden people are going to want to search for you. All of a sudden people are going to want to shout you out. All of a sudden people are going to want to tune in when you have something scheduled. And all of a sudden there are more people who are going to want to share what you're doing because you got some status and some social proof in the real world. So those are 5 things that the blessed YouTube algorithm can't do a bloody thing about to stop you from growing. And your growth trajectory is you want 30 people a day to start out to get you to 10,000. And then after that, you want to try to get 50 people a day so that you can get to 25, 30,000. Then you want to shoot for the moon, get 100 new people a day. That gets you to 50,000. You rinse and repeat this for 2 more years. And in 5 years or so, you have a 100,000 subscriber YouTube channel. That's it. Yeah. By the way, this strategy works for things like your book. You write a book, you make a course, you drop merch, you do whatever. This strategy works for that too. You build a business. This is the same strategy that you can use to build an online business, not just a YouTube channel. This will work. Same thing. Sound of Cooking says, hey, as a cooking and recipe channel, Roberto, is East Asian cooking too broad as a niche? No, I would say it's actually appropriately narrow. I think that there's some really cool things you can do with that. I think there's a lot of cool things you would do that. For one thing, there's stuff you could do where you could do the spiciest version of everything and how to cook it. And then also do a tasting of that and serve it to somebody. And then people like, oh, here's how we cook this. And then here's people what happened when we serve it to them and what their authentic reaction was and stuff like that. Because people love watching people eat spicy food. So that'd be like an example of a content pillar that I might do in that channel. Another one would be doing those recipes, but doing a tutorial that teaches the recipe but condenses the under 10 minutes so that they learn the process in under 10 minutes for people who have a very limited amount of time to learn or attention span. So though that's really quick. Then you should also find things that cook in real time under 15 minutes. So simple meal under 15 minutes. So, make this in under 15 minutes. That'll help people who have real world time constraints of, I need to be able for this to be cooked and ready and finished in under 15 minutes. So there's a lot of things we can do. I have a lot of advice around this. There's also a lot of case studies I can do from my friend Benji Travis from his cooking channel that was very successful, Benjamin TV. So, and there's other cooking channels that I've helped in the past, and food channels. I believe in the early days, this is somebody that you might be familiar with, Flav City Bobby. Flav City Bobby was an early coaching client of mine. He's doing tremendous things now. Fantastic creator. So Flav City Bobby, Flav City Bobby, and also Living on a Dime to Grow Rich. And they do a lot of food content and cooking videos, and they have a cookbook as well. So that'd be another example. There are probably a couple other cooking channels I've worked with, but they're not coming to mind right now. But yeah, so a couple of cooking and food channels that have great strategies that we could do case studies around. But yeah, my math is mathing. My math is mathing. So that's how, I feel a lot of you could approach, the thought around YouTube and growth strategy. Instead of looking instead of looking at viral videos, the way that some people try to do swing trading, look at compound interest instead, and look at dividends. And the version of YouTube that's dividends is evergreen content that just keeps going and going and going and going. So and something that has steady predictability. Because with the trajectory for this can go on like this for a whole nother year. And at if it's averaging about 400 views every day for another year, it'll add another 146,000 views to this. So this will potentially be a 250,000 to 300,000 view video within another year, because of how it is set up. Now, there are sequels I can do to this, meaning I could do this video, but for Final Cut Pro, for CapCut, and for DaVinci Resolve. And I can replicate those results. The other thing I can do is a green screen video that's not under 2 minutes, but is how to green screen in 6 simple steps for Premiere Pro. And there are some people that want a process drawn, like do this in this order. And it may not get the same amount of views, but it'll probably do really, really well. And it'll be a recommended video for this and each other. Then I can do a from start to finish video, and a start to finish video might be 25 minutes, but people will feel very confident about that video. And then if that all works, then I do it for not only Premiere Pro, but then Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, probably CapCut. And so that's how I get a trilogy out of that video. If it does well for Premiere Pro, do it for the next 3 editing software that people care about, or for the big 3 as a whole. Usually you'd want to do, in my case, the big 3 plus whatever the most popular free software is. So, if something works for Premiere Pro, I probably should do it for Final Cut and DaVinci as well. But then if there's a way to do it for CapCut, because it's the big free one that everyone likes, probably try to do that as well. So if something works, make a trilogy or a series. So I have thematic ways to get more people who care about green screen to watch more content. And so, that would work. This video did 500 plus subscribers. I would like it to have done 1,000, but that's not bad. But even if in a year you did 100 videos, and you did 100 videos in a year that were capable of even getting you 200 subscribers per video, you would literally have 20,000 subscribers. So that's another way that the math works out for you to grow the trajectory of your channel, is to focus on that kind of thing. So that would be YouTube by the numbers. And that's kind of something I'm known for, is breaking YouTube down into actionable advice, and doing it by the numbers and making it very procedural is what I'm kind of known for. And again, you guys know that. You guys have been watching long enough to know that. So, I mean, that's what a lot of you come back for. So, you know, that's what I like to do. And then once we figure this kind of thing out, we can apply this to the numbers game of how we monetize and scale our content by tying our 4 major types of income to it in our income portfolio, by building that out and diversifying. So once we combine scaled growth strategy and then we reverse engineer this, we can turn it into making over 100K a year, but we just play the math by the numbers. And because then if you have these 4 tiers, let's say you have these 4 tiers, and then you figure out how to monetize each of these properly. For a lot of you, it's like, okay, if you could figure out $1,500 a month in each of these 4 verticals, that's $6,000 a month. That's $72,000 a year before taxes. For a lot of you, that's more than enough to quit your job. That's more than the median income for America. So a lot of you, that would make sense. So it's 1,500 times 4. So, can I get to 1,500 in AdSense? Can I get to 1,500 selling my print on demand and products and affiliate links or whatever? Oh, can I get 1,500 from sponsored content? Oh, can I get 1,500 from subscriptions and memberships and microtransactions? Can I do that? If you can do that, you can get to, 6,000 a month. You can get to 7,200 a year. If you can only get to 1,000 in each of these, then okay, 4,000 a month, 4,800 a year, close to median income. Some of you probably still would be making more than you make at your job. That would be your answer. Or you can move to a lower cost of living place, or maybe your significant other pulls money. So then that's enough to justify it, to make that move. So it makes total sense. But what if you're able to scale each of these things to 5K a month? So then wow, if you were getting 5K a month across all your platforms, so, YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, whatever, TikTok. 5K. That'd be huge for a lot of you. You did 5K in products and services every month. You figured that out. You did 5K in sponsors and UGC. You did 5K membership. Well, that's 20K a month. That might feel fantastical, but it's not as bad when you start to figure out, well, wait, what if it's a combination? What if I do 1K over here, 2K over here, 3K over here, another 2K over here, another 1K over here, then, it all adds up, 10K. So it's all a matter of perspective, and it's all a matter of scale, and it's all a matter of compartmentalizing these things. So again, I know that this can get intimidating or complicated, or it could seem far-fetched, but when you break down the numbers, it's not far-fetched. When you break down the numbers, it's actually really practical. It is simple, but it is not easy. It is simple once it's explained to you. Once it's explained to you, and it's explained to you where you are at, it's probably working 40 hours a week, and that, okay, here's where I get my 20 hours. Here's how I use my 20 hours. Here's why I focus on. Here's why I focus on that. Here's why. So again, remember, that's why my thing is, okay, let's focus on growth. Let's clear the 10K threshold. We've cleared the 10K threshold. We know how to grow from 10K to 20K to 30K. We figured that out. We know how to go to 50. We know how to 50. We know how to get to 100. So we can break this down. We can figure this out. As we transverse that, we can do a lot of these other opportunities to make income that then compound over time and make a lot more sense, and then get us where we want to be. And so that's how we look at approaching it. Now, like I said, if you want to get the slides from the presentation, I'm going to put the link for that here in the chat. And yes, simple does not equal easy. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, you want to download the slide presentations. The link is in the chat. If you want to get the 12-week creator playbook, it is a different link. And I'm going to drop that in the chat. Both are in the description as well. Now, if I've helped you guys out and I've created any value for you at all, there is something that I think that could help a lot of you. And it is one of the least expensive things that I offer at all. And it is my AI creator prompts for ChatGPT. So this is $9. Get the ChatGPT creator prompts for $9. This is only $9. And I'm going to drop that in the chat here for you. And I'll make sure I add it to the description if it's not already there for this video. But I've done over, we say it's over 100, but it's actually over 200 creator prompts for ChatGPT. These do work with ChatGPT 4.0. And for those of you who don't know, you do get to use ChatGPT 4.0, and you do get to use things like linking to your YouTube videos and stuff like that. And if you do this correctly, you can do things like create your, with these prompts, you can do a lot of things. It can help you summarize your YouTube videos. I believe we added, or we are this week, if we didn't already, adding one that can do the timestamps and transcriptions. I actually went back and added that to a lot of these live streams to do the timestamps. It's actually really effective at that. And even at the checkout page, we give you, I think, 5 prompts for free to test out. But again, this is only $9, and this will help you for your entire content creator career. So you can check that out at Awesome Creator Academy. We've dropped the link here. And so it's www.awesomecreatoracademy.com/creator prompts. You can check this out. It's only $9. If I've ever created any value for you, this is an easy product for you to buy. And you don't have to worry about it being super expensive. And so it's very easy to use. With the free version of ChatGPT, it still works, because the free version gives you some access to 4.0, but you can only do a couple of prompts a day with 4.0, but it should work fine for you. And we also have some advanced prompts there for productivity. Like I said, we also have the 12-week creator playbook. That's absolutely free. We've linked to that in the chat. We've also linked that in the description for you. So make sure you're checking that stuff out. So yeah, that's it for tonight, y'all. I want to thank all of our super chatters, thank all of our channel members, and thank everybody. If I didn't say it already, thank you, Avedon Smith, for the $20 super chat. Ty, I'll be reaching out to you about getting a copy of your silver play button for the Hall of Fame. Thank you for that. Mugnify Reacts. Anwar, you are crushing it. Congratulations again on 90,000 subscribers on your music reaction channel. Thank you for being an Academy Pro group member, and we'll see you at the 100K, and we'll probably do a group celebration for your 100K. We're going to figure out doing those a lot more. So appreciate you. Oh, they're doing fireworks out there now? Oh, cool. Yep. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Do something, do anything. But yeah, we appreciate y'all. Check out all the free stuff here on the channel. We're going to end tonight with the trailer for my book. If you haven't checked out my book, Create Something Awesome. So we're going to end with the channel trailer like we kind of usually do. And eventually we'll have some new kind of outro at some point. We'll figure something out. But anyway, stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys next time. We do have a stream scheduled for Friday. We do have FAQ Friday. I believe that is a content strategy stream for small YouTubers. We're going to talk more about this growth strategy to 100K. We're going to talk about more things you can do. So make sure you're coming back for that. That one's going to be a little later. I think that one's going to be a 7:30 stream. So we'll go from 7:30 to about 9:30 for that. For those of you who celebrate, happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. God bless America, and everybody take care. I finally did it. I finished my book, Create Something Awesome, How Content Creators Are Profiting from Their Passion in the Creator Economy. The book is available now in paperback and in Kindle, where you can read it on any e-reader or device. And I'm really excited about this. The audiobook is coming soon, probably October 2022. Oh my God, it's so great to be able to have this book done, put it up on the bookshelf, and to know that all of you who appreciate it, you want to hear what I have to say about the creator economy, becoming a full-time content creator, and what the experience and lifestyle of being a content creator actually is like. This is the book. I put 20 chapters in here of the most important things I think that content creators could be focusing on today. I talk about the mental health aspect of being a content creator, getting discouraged, imposter syndrome, not charging what you're worth, and mostly actionable advice around monetizing your content properly, but also how to build an audience on your authenticity and what it's really like to start from zero, even today. So if you're interested, make sure you're checking out the book. You can order it on Amazon. You also probably order it in a lot of other places like Barnes & Noble, and it will be coming to other bookstores soon. Really excited about it. Thank you for all the support and love around the book and the positive reviews. Now go ahead and pick it up and make sure you go out there and create something awesome today.